2020 MotoOption Supercross Series.
Oh, look at the move down the inside. Jake Morton trying to make the pass right into the lead.
Now Carter's opened up a nice gap out front, and this could be goodbye time here. Halfway through the main event.
Sinclair, multi-time race winner, multi-time champion, sitting on the sidelines for the first game. The 2020 MotoOption Supercross Champion starts right now in Anaheim. It was gonna be Lang again with the whole gun. Oh my God! There's four people down in the background. Tyler Lang is up. Where are all the heavy hitters that we were talking about? Oh, Gebhardt down the inside is going to make the move. Mitchell, mistake. And the mistake cost him the lead.
Basically, everybody who's fast can win a race any weekend, so.
Final time, the final corner. Your winner, Anaheim wine, Walter Gebhardt on the number 5 system decal ride. The man of the night right here is the number 5 machine, Walter Gebhardt. Picks up the win. Red plates next week in St. Louis. Welcome everybody to round number 2 of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series. Brayton Carter gonna have that red plate on tonight. We already saw him earlier on going through in the heat races. Jake Warden, who was second last week, not going through to the main event tonight. Clint Martin, Kevin Gonzalez, Daniel Irvine. 250 West main event. Daniel Mills. Wow, Brayton Carter is dead last, folks. And Mahan, who had a really great heat races in 20. It is the second career victory on the line. Daniel Mills has won the main event in St. Louis. It's going to go down right now here at St. Louis. We're looking at Jeremy Smith down the inside. He's got Gebhardt to his right and Haley to his left. Let's go racing in St. Louis. Bryce Whelan with the hole shot. Jeremy Seabold comes across the line in second. Kyle Robin third. And Russ Chapman right there in fourth on the 29. And Seabold going down the inside after the finish line jump is going to take over the race lead in St. Louis and gets a triple out of the corner. Whelan also gets in right behind him. The inside of contact and puts him down. And he's great in these whoops down the inside and just makes the pass happen, no problem. But Chapman cuts back underneath the triple.
There we go, does get that triple on.
And here's Smith, he's going to triple down the inside and he takes him down. He just completely plows him on the inside of the corner and Smith goes into second. Meanwhile, Jeremy Seabold has won the St. Louis Supercross. It's up on the box here in second. What a move. He's going to cross the line here. P2. Chapman's going to be disappointed with that because he probably thought he was going to end up second there.
Welcome to round number 3 of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series. It is time for the third round of the year in the 250 West Division. The board is sideways, the flames are going, the revs are up, and the gate is down in Anaheim. Luke Sullivan grabbing the whole shot. Oh, down immediately. Braden Carter takes the lead. Trying to hang on to second here. He is now guaranteed a podium after missing the main event last week, so this is a huge step in the right direction. Close enough. He's trying his absolute best. Davis made a mistake. Oh! Charging to the line. And it's going to be Davis just getting him over the line. And, Porch got second on cuts. Porch got second on cuts. And Carter, 2 for 2 in Anaheim. He wins tonight at Anaheim, 2. 3 of the 2020 MotoOption Supercross Series is set to go from Anaheim. Let's go racing! And it's going to be William St. Laurent,
second whole shot for the night
tonight. Canadian flying out here. And it's Leitzel who's up in second. We got Walter Gebhardt in third, Roy Mitchell, Dominic Tiberino, Ash Deering all up in the front. Look at Tiberino trying to go over. Chapman down the inside, makes the move into second, goes to 29. So Chapman definitely starting to close it down a little bit here. Only a minute and a half left on the clock before we'll have 1 lap to go in Anaheim.
Probably going to be 3 laps here. Mitchell slides out.
Stuck down. Oh! Plowed into from behind. I think that was maybe Fugler and Oliver getting on down the inside. He's going to go for the lead. He's going to
he's going to hit the pixie stick.
He hit the pole.
Oh!
Gets crossed up. Pro Cup who's going to triple by them both, maybe. The first win of the season is underway as the number 6 rounds the final corner. Welcome everybody to round number 4 of the 2020 MotoOption SX. It is the first of the 3 Triple Crowns. It is the 4th round of the 250 West Series. It is a lot on the line for these 250 guys.
Watch Braden Carter come out with the whole shot. Look at that.
Basically, just gets down the inside, gets a whole shot, double, triple. Final corner, Braden Carter taking the win here in main event number 1. Eckland gets the whole shot. Oh, and there's chaos already from the outside. I think that was Speck going down. And Walter Gebhardt wins main event number 1 in Glendale, away from Jeremy Siebold and Russ Chapman, only 3 seconds. Go, time to go racing. It is the second main event from Glendale, the 250 West Division underway. Blessing her whole shot on the 61. Does he get the triple? He does.
time, and for the first time in his career, the checkers are waving. Dalton Plessinger has won main event number 2 here in Glendale. Down the inside, long passes. Jack Haley for the lead. Siebel trying to get around Haley on the outside, but Haley's going to control the corner here. All right, here we go. Jeremy Siebel, final corner. He has won main event number 2 of the Triple Crown at Glendale. Can Braden Carter win his second in a row and extend his points leader? Will someone else take it away? Let's find out right now. Riley Hugan has won main event number 3 here in Glendale with a bike hump to boot. Final race of the night here in Glendale. It is the 450 final main event of the Triple Crown. Let's drop that gate. Outside, Lysel trying to get there, and he goes down. Oh, and he takes someone with him. It's going to be Haley with the hole shot. The winner in Glendale is Walter Gebhardt on the number 5. Welcome everybody to round number 5 of the 2020 MotoOption SX Series live here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen Brauer, alongside, of course, Andrew Wood, as always. Former racers in our own respect, now in the booth, bringing you guys all the action this season. And we're excited to bring you guys the 5th round of action here in Oakland. Before we get started, though, I want to double check. Okay, we're not starting yet in the server, so I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and take a look at qualifying times, which, A. Wood, I'll have you take us through. 450 class up first. Walter Gebhardt picking up the win last week at Glendale, trying to get himself back in the championship hunt. Fastest qualifier here tonight. Can he keep the trend going?
Yeah, honestly, I think I've been really surprised with Walter this year. But right behind him, Russ Chapman, Alexis Leclerc, and Colton Mitchell. Even Jack Haley, those guys are basically the top 5 guys in the title hunt. We're just kind of missing Jeremy Siebold there. But I think it's still anybody's game at this point. I haven't really seen him separate himself too much from the field as we were kind of expecting by this point in the season. So I guess we got to kind of go week to week still and see who can kind of separate themselves from the rest of the field.
Well, talking about separating from the field, here is the point standings coming in tonight. Colton Mitchell, 86 points. Russ Chapman, 85 points. And Jeremy Siebold on 80 points. So that top 3 only separated by 6 points. Jeremy Smith not too far back. Gebhardt, like we said, getting back into the mix a little bit. And Haley down in 6th, the defending champion, only 23 points down. I mean, 4 rounds in, we're obviously seeing a bit of a trend with who is going to be the established guys moving forward in this series. But are we getting to the point now where we can almost break off these top 3 or 4 guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty much at that point. The separation I kind of see right now, just taking a glance at it, is right around 6th place with Jack Haley there. It's an almost 20-point drop off there down to Bryce Whelan in 7th. So I feel like those 6 guys you see at the top are going to be the 6 guys that are competing for wins week in and week out from here on out. And I think it's, like I said before, it's still a toss-up with this class, and one of these guys is going to need to make the jump, or else we're going to have a crazy battle all the way down to the final in Utah.
Now moving on to the 250 West Division, which their series is wrapping quickly to this break, which will be after next week's round in San Diego. Braden Carter topping the sheets, points leader. Does anybody have anything for this guy?
No. Last week we did see it switch up a little bit. We saw Daniel Mills pick up the win at round 2. But, man, Braden is so far ahead of the rest of the class, 25 points over 2nd place, and the rest of the guys are really close. So it's almost going to be more of a battle over who can get 2nd and 3rd in the championship, and just hope we see some great racing week in and week out in this class. But Braden Carter seems to have separated themselves a lot there. As you see, 2 through 6 in this class is really close, but Braden is all by his lonesome out there in front. But I think some of these guys can still pick off wins, but as far as the consistency and speed that Braden has combined, I don't think anybody can really has anything for Braden at this point.
All right, well, it's all going to kick off here tonight, round 5 from Oakland. We're very excited, of course, to bring you guys all the action. And it looks like we're actually a little bit late to the gate here. Apologies for that. Cohen Hour, who's probably flipping his lid that we're not in yet. 250 West Heat number 1 coming up first, of course. And, yeah, these guys are out there for their warm-up lap. So we do have Braden Carter out here in this one. Kevin Gonzalez,
wheels.
Green, Gatlin. We got Alana Salas, Howard, Stanley, Pachone, Warden, St. Louis winner Daniel Mills, Trevor Schaefer, Robert Wilson. Luke Sullivan gets good starts, as does Jacob Hubbard, and then last week's winner, Chase Blakely. So every person that has won a race this year is in this heat.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Definitely have a lot of the heavy hitters. I feel like we do most of the time, but all the race winners is going to be interesting to see. We didn't get to talk too much about the track going into this since we ran a little bit late with the intros. But I think we're going to see some good racing here, and I would look for the whoops to be a separator. But other than that, I think it's going to be some pretty tight racing. I think this track's not too difficult everywhere else.
All right, first night of the race, lined up and ready to go. It's 250 West Heat Race action here in Oakland.
Gate is down. Not a good jump by Braden Carter. He's been liking those inside gates, but doesn't really work for him. We're going to see Jacob Hubbard, who's been really strong with his starts this season, take the whole shot here in the first main, or the first heat.
A little bit throwback there to Triple Crown action from Glendale last week, main event versus heat race, but it is Hubbard leading the way. Daniel Mills trying to go down the inside. I think this is Stanley on the 81 peeking back up there. Stanley's going to make the move, and we got Kevin Gonzalez on the 33 also up there. Is that Plessinger on the 61? It is. Using different skins this week, so we don't have his skins for some reason. But this little freight train trying to tuck in as they hit the wall jump.
Yeah, nobody jumping that wall at all. I was kind of interested to see if anybody was going to jump that. You can kind of jump all the way to the corner if you're crazy enough, but it looks like they're going to be slowing up and rolling that. But some great starts here by these top 4, and actually Dale too right behind them, or Dalton too. But Jacob Hubbard, man, he's kind of trying to make himself out as one of the top or the leaders in this field, as he throws a huge whip.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Awood, but when I was testing out the track, the whoops seemed to be pretty tricky to get a drive for that Supercross triple, and we just saw Hubbard there get a little out of shape. Stanley had to check up in the whoops. We're going to have to keep an eye on that as the night progresses. Yeah,
those whoops are very, very difficult this tonight, and I think if you get on top of them, you know you can carry the speed, and then it can be really easy. But if you mess up the whoops at all, that is a really big triple at the end of that whoop section. So it's going to be interesting in the 250 class also to check how that works out. But Brady here making a push for the lead messes that section up just a little bit, though.
Yes. Ooh, Stanley trying to get there on Hubbard, and he just knifed the front end in the corner before the finish to lose a little bit of time. So that battle for the lead opening up a little bit. Whoa, Stanley has got some lag issues, too, as our cameras are not able to keep up with what is happening. Of course, Brady Stanley from Australia, so sometimes that's what happens because we just can't keep track of him right now. See, he's in second, but then the cameras keep switching a little bit, having a little bit of lag issues. That might be a problem for the other leaders that are trying to battle with him if he is going in and out of it.
Yeah, you kind of get a little bubble protective shield.
Oh, Hubbard going down in the whoops. He's bringing Stanley with him, and that's going to move Plessinger into the lead. Plessinger won the second main event last week in Glendale, picking up right where he left off, going to the front here in Heat 1.
Yeah, and I think Kevin actually ran into them too. So Dalton now has a huge lead, and I don't know what happened to D Mills either, but Monty Wilson's going to move up in the second, but he's almost 5 seconds back. So now you got a whole switch up in the top 5 here. A couple of those guys, Brady Stanley almost dropped out of a qualifying position from that. D Mills is now on the bubble in 9th and just dropping back even more. So it's going to be really interesting to see with that switch up. And there's your points leader, Braden Carter, coming through with Trevor Schaefer giving chase.
Yeah, Carter finds himself in 4th as the rest of the field kind of settles into a pace a little bit. Schaefer back here. We have Stanley coming through, so he got up in a decent position. Hubbard now finds himself behind Alana Salas here, and Charles Gable also coming through. And this is a tight-knit battle here for the final transfer spot. Actually, it is Hubbard who possesses it. He's trying to get up on Alana Salas, but then Gable back there, and then a host of other riders coming over the finish line jump right now.
Yeah, and you see him, man, almost running the back of them there. I feel like that's going to be really tricky as they pass Brady Stanley, who's down on the ground again. But I feel like you might see some people accidentally running into the back of people on that wall jump. You have to slow up pretty hard there after coming in through such a fast section. But as you see these guys are so close, especially right here for this transfer position. I feel like this race, as Brady goes down again. We said those are really hard. Another cartwheel, another.
Oh, and that's Mills going down on the 31, the winner at St. Louis. Everybody's having trouble with this whoop section.
Yeah, Jacob Warden stretching it.
Oh, man, he cased it very hard.
Looks
off
like
the bike.
250C practice here. Guys can't make it through the whoops or clear triples.
Oh, man. By the way, Trent Adams on this Veracco team, I believe there's a couple guys running this setup tonight. You'll notice he's wearing a Kobe Bryant tribute jersey as his gear tonight, which is really cool. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Very sad news coming out earlier this week, and nice to see that some of these guys have already jumped on that. They're rocking a little bit of like Lakers-themed gear / jerseys tonight. I like that.
Yeah, it looks really cool too with it being that 7 setup, so you could just wear a jersey right over it and it would look perfect like that. But man, Trent Adams not in the position he wants to be in here. Same Brady Stanley, so many mistakes. Devin Davis also trying to get in. We got to see where that new cutoff is going to be at. Who's kind of up there on the bubble. Let's see how close. Charles Gable's in it.
Gable
So
with
Luke
Sullivan right behind him.
Yeah, give and chase. These are probably some of the harder whoops we've had all year. Last week they were really good, and they seem to get bad again. I don't know what happens there.
Oh, look at Sullivan still going for the triple. Oh, and he cased the heck out of it. And then he just block passes Gable to get into the final transfer spot.
Hey, that was sick, and anything goes for a transfer spot.
Here's Solis getting back on the track. Gable's going to try to fight his way in. And Solis is going to try to block him. Now Gable can square him off. Let's see if he gets a drive down the start straight here. And meanwhile, Davis on the 30 there is lurking in the background.
Yeah, Davis is about to be Jerry Robin in the LCQ this week, just kind of lurking there waiting for something to happen to get himself in the main. But as far as right now, these guys have it. And Devin Davis is still outside looking in. Actually, he makes the pass on Gable. So Devin now moves into 10th place. He's just got to chase down these 2 Suzuki riders in front of him.
Yeah, Solis up the road, and Sullivan, Davis's teammate. So they would love to go into these transfer spots and go straight to the main event and not have to go to the LCQ if they can. Of course, Solis, very, very fast rider out of Lithuania on that Rockstar Husky. No slouch, and is going to try to pass Sullivan, maybe get himself up the road a little bit before Davis gets to him.
Yeah, he's looking good, and man, I just saw a gap go across the top of the screen. Dalton Plessinger up front is just absolutely killing it. Has a huge gap. And Monty Wilson's not too far behind them, too, and then the rest of the field. But, man, these guys, this fight is going to get interesting, I feel like, here. If Devin Davis gets up close, you just know he's going to be a guy that makes a move here. As Solis almost jumps over his head.
Oh, and then he whoops the rhythm section. Here comes Davis around the outside. Solis going to have to block him again. Davis squares him back underneath. This is still the battle for the final transfer spot as the white flag's waving for our leaders.
Yeah, Davis with a nice move there, but gets pinched off by the Bales coming down that start straight. But, man, Solis looking kind of sketchy here as we see Braden Carter go down.
Carter was down, yeah, so that's going to push him right to the bubble of a transfer as Davis is going down the inside. Oh, and they're 3 wide, and Carter's off the bike. Carter is down in the final corner, and he is now outside of transfer. Brady Stanley is going by. That's going to push Carter back to 11th, and only 1 lap to go. He's going to need some luck here to go to the main out of the heat.
Yeah, and wow, Devin Davis getting sketchy there off the wall. After making a move like that, you really got to check out and get away because you don't want some retaliation. But, man, that was such a great, perfectly executed takeout pass going 3 wide through that rhythm section. And just because it's on your points leader, hey, man, that's all fair game there, and it was as clean as they come as far as cleaning someone out. But Dalton Plessinger out here looking so strong up front, and he looked really strong last week too, and I thought maybe that was just the track, but maybe Dalton's had some more time to play, kind of started to come into his own this year.
Dalton Plessinger taking the win here in 250 heat number 1.
And he is looking so good.
Carrying that momentum indeed. So it is Wilson in second. Oh, Blakely just went down in third. Hubbard is going to take over that spot. Blakely actually going to lose another spot. Kevin Gonzalez going by. So Blakely back to 5th. Trevor Schaefer coming through in 6th. Alana Solis up to 7th. Luke Sullivan is 8th. And Stanley is now 9th. Davis outside looking in. And what happened? Braden Carter is well back now. He has lost more positions. He's going to definitely go to the last chance qualifier as everybody's about to cross the line. Final guy going in. It is Stanley just beating Davis over the line. We'll actually have to wait for cuts, though, because Stanley was lagging a little bit there. Wow, how about that, though? Our points leader already headed to the last chance qualifier in Oakland.
Yeah, that was a little close, and we just talked about Braden Carter is so fast, but he seems to be so consistent. He did have one off round, but oh my gosh, dude.
Daniel Mills trying to triple into the finish line jump.
That was cool, but man, I really didn't expect this from Braden Carter. I thought that one off round was just one bad start, but he was making a lot of mistakes here. And for a track that seems to be fairly easy as far as the rhythms go, I felt like it was more spread out when I took a couple laps on it to check it out. He seems to be having a lot of trouble, and maybe it's so easy that he's kind of relaxing a little bit and trying to do some bigger rhythms or something. But man, that's a heavy hitter going there, and you don't want to be in the LCQ because you could have one bad start and he might not make the main.
All right, cuts are in, and Stanley does go through to the main event. He only had 0.12 seconds of cuts, so he didn't lose too much time to Davis. Ahead of him, it was Sullivan, Salas, Schaefer, Blakely, Gonzalez, Hubbard, Wilson, and your heat number 1 winner, Dalton Plessinger, on that number 61 Underground RC machine. Braden Carter going to the last chance qualifier. Already wild night of racing here in Oakland. All right, well, back in booth, Kellen Brauer, Andrew Wood bringing you guys the action here tonight. Well, one race, I should say, in the books, A-Wood. What do you think about this track so far? Is it going to be a good racetrack? Besides the fact that these whoops are already technical and challenging, can these guys make passes on this track?
I think so, and you only have really 2 turns that are close to 90 degrees or close to it, kind of going across the start straight. So I think there's a lot of good block passing opportunities. There's a lot of rhythms where I think especially in the 450 class later, we could talk about that. There's a very tricky rhythm before the finish line where the 450 guys can go triple there, maybe pull out a triple quad in the first rhythm after the start. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think some guys might be able to settle into a pace and just kind of go, as we kind of saw Dalton Plessinger do there in that race. But I think there's also a possibility with the whoops or with them just getting too comfortable where you see it start to go downhill for some guys. So I think we'll still get some pretty good racing here, since that's kind of how this field's been going.
Hopefully, right, at least we'll see a couple good passes at least done in this main event instead of just a runaway winner like we have a couple of weeks already this year, especially with Carter out there ripping good starts. But he's headed to the last chance qualifier, and we're going to see who is joining him in that LCQ as we are now heading into 250 heat number 2 in game here. Oh, man. I'm always kind of like nervous myself for these guys on a race night like this, especially, last week with the Triple Crown format, you get those LCQs done quickly, and then it just like, it almost eases out, right? Because you're already in the main. It's just like, you're going to make points. So it's all about just kind of salvaging whatever night that you have. But some of these guys are already feeling nervous about, man, am I going to make the main event tonight?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, Braden Carter, he's been so dominant, and he's not even able to kind of have that stress lifted off his shoulders. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of get nervous for them. You kind of are seeing who's going to make it in. Oh, if you want this guy to win, you think this guy's going to do good, something like that can happen to him. And there's really no telling what's going to happen once the gate drops here in Sim. So it's going to be interesting. Every race so far is kind of proven to be, even when you see Braden Carter check out and lap up to 3rd place. The rest of the racing's still pretty good. He's probably going to treat us to another show tonight, at least here in the LCQ. So,
yeah. Well, Craig Richards, our defending champion, back again this week. We heard that he may have to sit out a lot of the season after he got a promotion at his real-life job in Australia. But good to see the old number 1 back here trying to do what he can. Looks like his championship hopes are all but dashed after missing that round at 8-2. We'll see what Richards can do. Looking through the field, a couple other guys out here tonight as they go around on their warm-up lap. Ivan Medina was pretty good, but missed the main event last week.
Yeah, Ivan Medina is still sitting 5th place in points, 52 points for him, but he has an 8th place average finish. Clint Martin in 4th place in points has 10th place average finish, so you can kind of see that the 4th and 5th place in guys in points have been so inconsistent. That's kind of been the theme of this season so far. Monty Wilson's been up and down. You saw him just get a 2nd. Chase B came out and won after not having the best start to his season, but came out and killed it last week. So, I mean, kind of anything can happen still. But, man, it's just crazy. This is still a warm-up, right?
This is still warm-up because, there's guys going all over the track. So
I always get scared when they let them go long for us. But, dude, I really think that the whoop section is going to be the separator. And Braden Carter, I think, was having trouble in them. You saw Brady Stanley go down. You saw Luke Sullivan. I think if someone has a good whoop setup, they might come out and win, even if they've only been a 10th place guy, because these whoops are so, I don't want to say poorly built, but they're kind of trash. So I think you're going to have a lot of guys struggling. I think we're going to see that all night consistently in both classes, and you might see some guy with a secret whoop setup that he's really comfortable in them just dominate tonight. So kind of anything goes. Ben Seberg here looking good on his warm-up laps.
Well, that's a really good point
strong.
about whoop setup too, because that's one thing that I feel like some of these guys have almost altered their setups over the years. It almost used to be a thing that everybody was like, well, let's make sure we get through the whoops and the rest of the track will come. Nowadays, you see guys really focusing on making softer setups so they can arc their corners better, they get better traction, and they just kind of use whatever setting that they have to make it through the whoops, whether they use third, fourth, fifth gear sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Definitely a good point about setups. All right, folks, 250 West heat number 2 lined up on the gate. We're taking a look at defending champion Craig Richards down the inside. Let's see who makes it to the main here in 250 Heat 2.
Good reaction for Bobby DeSalle down the inside, but might get pinched off here, and we're going to see Zach Ginter, maybe Tanner
Everybody
Thorson
pushing wide. Yeah, there's
sliding.
guys going down everywhere. It's Mudge. Michael Mudge with the hole shot. We got Richards peeking down the inside. We got Andrew Peekman going down on the 101 right behind him.
He peaked too soon.
He peaked too soon, unfortunately, as Richards now trailing Mudge, who will lead over the line on lap number 1. Green flag waves were off and running here at Heat 2 in Oakland.
Richards with a strong start there. Definitely thought he was going to get pinched off a little bit more than he did. And Michael Mudge out here as he sends that wall. Might get it passed up the inside right here as we're going to see a good
Richards puts him down. Taking no prisoners out here.
Your Aussie is showing.
And Daniel Paz coming through on the westfx.com number 502 ride. So Paz trying to go after Richards for the lead. Then it's going to come down to the whoops here. Let's see who gets him cleaner. Richards hopping. Paz gets him pretty clean. He's going to go side by side and take over the lead. Let's see if he can close the door down, or will Richards try to fight back? No, Paz on the 502 going to the front here.
Yeah, Richards dropped his front end twice there, but Paz messing up that rhythm. Man, these guys not able to get that triple in, so they're having to switch it up a little bit as we see a Bonaire Leclerc come out there by Craig Richards. But, man, Daniel Paz, kind of good to see him up here. Good to see some fresh faces, even after that Michael Mudge hole shot that we haven't really seen too much this year.
All right, so back here in third is Zoa Cross on the 49. He got a great run through the whoops last lap. And again, with these 250F guys, that seems like it's the make-or-break section for these guys. Richards a little out of shape, and Paz goes down. Daniel Paz down with the lead. And now we got a battle on our hands at the front with Richards trying to hold off Cross.
Yeah, Cross looks like he's got a little bit more speed than him, but, man, he's been so inconsistent the last couple of weeks. He's looked fast on every single track, but I feel like we've seen him on the ground more than we've seen him kind of riding around in these battles. So if he can stick up here.
And they get together. Richards looked like he was peeking inside in that corner. Weird move there for the defending champ, but they end up getting up pretty much simultaneously. Once again, battling for the lead as we head into the whoops.
Yeah, good to see neither of them fall off, but Richards, that double out of that corner isn't really that big at all. So you're going to see guys tucking inside there, and I think Zoa was just charging that outside corner in just a racing incident. As you see Craig get that triple in there, he's going to triple across this corner, another triple, and then a triple out. So that's kind of the line, and I think it's going to be locked in 250s and 450s. But you will see some of those 250 guys miss that first triple in, and I think you're going to see some passing opportunities there, or at least a spot to gain some ground.
The Cross landing off the track, so he's going to lose a little bit of time. And then Richard slides out with the lead, so Cross going to the front. And here comes Bobby DeSalle on the 341 trying to get into the mix as well.
Ooh. And that's a big triple right there, too, for those guys as well. Bobby DeSalle looking good the last couple weeks as well. Seems like he's been getting better almost every round, so good to see him up here. And I feel like we're starting to see a little bit of separation. Ben Seberg there trying to catch up to this group of three as they go almost three wide.
Richards down the inside is going to pass. Cross with the lead, and then DeSalle gets into the back of Cross. They're still side by side. Cross trying to cut back underneath again, but Richards will take over the lead once again. Let's see what Cross does here. He's going to cut back underneath. Still side by side. Richards controls the inside.
Cut down early here.
Yeah, and then Cross into the whoops. Who gets a better drive? Cross is hopping, and he goes down, and Richards gets a great drive through the whoops to take over the lead.
Tosses it through the lights for us, too. Seberg still charging up. Chase DeSalle got a little bit unlucky when Zoa was kind of waiting up to get behind to cut down.
And DeSalle hits the pole and brings Seberg down with him, so Richards is going to have a huge lead as they try to get up, and that is McIntosh now going through. Brandon Holmes on the 62 also tripling into your screen. He's trying to cut back underneath.
You know what he did wrong there? He hit the pixie stick.
Oh, here we go.
You're not supposed to hit the pixie stick. I know you all want to be like Austin Faulkner, but you don't have to hit the pixie stick, guys. Brandon Holmes in that Laker jersey as well. Is he on a different team?
I think it's really just a group of guys that have decided
That's pretty sick.
to
I
run
like
the jerseys
that.
tonight. Yeah.
Maybe they'll get some more people in than by the main event. Brandon Holmes. Okay, let's try to check and see where we're at as far as qualifying position
Richards,
on the bubble.
McIntosh, Holmes, DeSalle, Cross in the top 5. Daniel Irvine 6th, 7th Ginter, 8th Seaberg now, and 9th is Daniel Paz, who at one point led this race. Ivan Medina and Benjamin Saves back here. Saves, very quick rider out of France. We've seen him inside of the top 5 this season already, and he is up very early in the morning in France right now. He would love to go to the main event tonight here in Oakland.
Man, you see that braking power right there? That was super apparent to me. You see Saves so hard on the front brake, compressing those forks all the way down, bottoming out, going up that wall just from braking. But there's a couple interesting sections on this track that I really like, and I think it's actually turned out pretty good for racing. These short little sections, you saw Zoa trying to really make it work around Craig, trying to go outside in, inside out, trying to cut under. Was a little bit bad for Bobby DeSalle there, but I think we are going to get some really good racing here tonight with a lot of these 180 turns. Is Ivan Medina, and he's in 10th, right? So he's still trying to chase down
Paz.
Paz really wants to hold on to that transfer position after having that early lead. You really don't want to have a lead all the way out of the transfer position.
Ginter on the 420 trying to get up right in front of Medina here. Battle for the final transfer spot as they're going to go side by side. Let's see if Medina has a line picked out. He's going to try square up underneath. Good cover job there by Ginter.
Yeah, we've had some really good racing here tonight already so far. I like a lot of the techniques the guys are using in corners. This track's shaping up better than I even thought it was going to be. So this wall check is kind of cool, seeing who can...
Oh, contact! Oof. Ginter shutting the door on Medina. Medina was trying to go up the inside, and in the end, it cost him a chance at the transfer as he's down in the sand.
Yeah, that was rough.
Saves also went down in the corner, so Ginter now all alone back again in 9th, but he's got to make it through the whoops clean every lap, which has been a trouble area for some. We got another rider down. It's the 502 of Paz as here comes Saves through the whoops. He's got a great drive. Oh! Paz trying to triple from nothing, and he gets it.
Barking.
So this is a battle for the transfer spot. Here's Saves. He's checking him in the rim. Oh, he lands on him, and Paz somehow stays up on 2 wheels. But here comes Medina tripling into the corner now. Oh! And he T-bones him. He absolutely punches him off the track. Down he goes, and Medina goes into the final transfer spot. White flag coming out for these guys as our leaders are already on the final lap up front.
That was so sick. If anybody wants to know, that's exactly what Ferrandis was trying to do. It just worked out for him. But, man, just straight throat punches him coming out of the corner. And, oh, man, that little hip section right there is going to be really tricky. I think in the 250 class, if guys don't make that triple in there, you're going to have to see them take that different line. And as much as it hurts me to say, Benjamin Saves should be the one that's going to check up, because you know if you jump that triple over the table, you're going to land on the dude. So it's a little bit tricky that if the guy in front of you makes it or doesn't make the section, you can't really pass him, but you got to wait up.
Checkered flag coming out here. Craig Richards takes the win, 250 West heat number 2, and he's pumped. Rogan McIntosh, solid ride for the 142 Dixieland ride here in second. Haven't talked about him at all,
Dixie.
But good to see him up front. Ben Seaberg, Brandon Holmes, Daniel Irvine in the top 5. Zach Ginter now finds himself in 6th. Medina's got all the way up to 7th ahead of Saves and DeSalle, so we're losing guys that were in transfer spot. And they're going backwards. It's DeSalle in the final transfer spot. Zoa Cross is now outside looking in. Daniel Paz has everybody back here. Dylan Love trying to go over top. Kyle Carpenter going down. So those guys are going to miss out. It's down to DeSalle trying to hold on. And DeSalle slides out. He's trying to get corrected here.
That was such a good correction.
Zoa Cross is coming up. And DeSalle almost over the bars.
Oh my gosh.
Final corner. And DeSalle is going to the main event.
Oh.
Woo! Just barely hanging on. Zoa Cross comes across in 10th. Daniel Paz, who just got blown up for a transfer spot, he's going to miss out, going to 11th there. Brady White, Austin Bear coming in hot. Kyle Carpenter missing out as well. Are any of these guys going to get the boot in the final corner? Nah, they're just trying to make it to the LCQ here at this point.
Yeah, man, this has been great so far, and we're not even to the 450s yet. Zoa Cross, you see a style over the finish, looking a lot like our boy Andrew Maroney, so Nice
and
to see him
actually,
tossing it.
Cross got the spot on DeSalle. DeSalle had how many cuts? 2.86 seconds of cuts, costing a spot to the main for Bobby DeSalle. And that allows Cross in, saves Medina Ginter, Irvine, Holmes, Seberg, McIntosh, and Richards going through to the main event now with Cross. Wow, already a change with cuts affecting the final results. Crazy.
Yeah, man, that 18-second lead for Craig Richards out front, that's crazy to me that he got that much. But that heat race was so hectic. I feel like, not saying that he's not going to be a contender for the win tonight, but I don't know how much of that was his outright speed. As you see his lap time, there were a couple guys with the 109s a little bit faster than him, but I'm not sure how much of that is outright speed or how much of it was the rest of the class, because we saw how stacked that first heat was. Going to be interesting when these guys meet in the main and see if Craig Richards can kind of get a start like he did and contend with the rest of the boys.
Yeah, I'm already excited to see how this 250 main shapes up, because the heat races were a great indication that this track actually does seem to race pretty well. There are alternate lines people can take, and of course that turning rhythm and the whoops both being areas where if you don't get it right, guys can get a drive on you, send it down the inside in a bowl corner, and make those block passes.
Yeah, I think you're going to see less of that turning rhythm, less of it being a problem in the 450 class, but there's a little bit more to look out for. They're going to be at higher speeds in those really tough whoops. And the first two rhythm sections, we have a triple quad that they can hit. And we also have a really, really big triple. And hopefully we'll see some guys kind of knock that out on the sight lap, see how they're feeling. But that's going to be a game changer. And I don't know if it's really necessarily something where they're going to get a fall off if they don't exactly grease it. But I think it could be a spot where a lot of the guys gain ground. Sorry, someone just tucked the front pretty good right there
Marty
in the
Domino's action in the background.
Yeah.
So across, I think it was going down.
I'm excited, though, for 450s. They're going to be good. This track race is really good, and I'm super pumped. Dungy pumped.
I just can't believe that blow-up pass there that we saw Ivan Medina throw on Daniel Paz. That is brutal.
It was perfect, too.
It was perfect, but it was brutal, man. Just straight to the exit of the corner, just parked him, just plowed right into the side of him.
Yeah.
And he stayed on two wheels, so, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, that's the goal there, right? You just make that pass, stay on two wheels, but I think Daniel Paz not going to be too happy about that one.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully if he didn't stay on two wheels, too, he would have yeeted him so far across
Right.
the finish line that he would have been able to get back up on the track before the rest of the guys. But, man, such good racing in this track. I expected this track to race pretty good. Some of the short rhythms I was a little bit nervous about, but I think they're working out good. There's a lot of tight. Oh, yes. That boy Craig, our race winner, coming in and dropping us some money.
Winner. That's going to appear just in a second. Just wait, let me get it. Wait, I can't figure it out. It's up here.
Oh,
there it is.
My timing was off, too.
Craig Richards dropping $20 Australian dollars, but still $20. So appreciate it, Craig, as we're watching you sit here on the racetrack doing nothing of importance. But congratulations on the heat race victory. Hopefully we see more action like that in the main event out of you, and appreciate the $20. He says, go Craig, woo, can't wait to get 22nd tonight. So,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, Craig. He's kind of a if you ain't first, you're last type of guy, so we'll see. But, man, super interesting. Glad to see you guys dropping by. Dylan Epstein, we got some of our racers here. Chase B killing it. Thank you. Devin Davis in there as well. It seems like these guys hit the finish line and just come in here and hang out. Like,
I know, right? That's kind of cool, though. It is the place to be, right? MotoOption Supercross here on Star Your Systems TV.
Obviously,
we've been doing it for. This is our 5th year broadcasting it now. No, 6th year actually. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6th year broadcasting MotoOption SX. So, look, I can count.
I can't. We saw last week.
Oh man,
the triple count
dude,
was
it
rough.
was brutal. You were confusing. Who are you confusing?
It was
Dalton Plessinger with Dale Mullins?
Well, they were both Cowies. I don't know if they're on the same team or not, but they looked the same. But I don't know, man. It's just I think I tried to be too prepared. Like I was trying to be so much in the math, but then we didn't have the numbers in front of us. Zach came in clutch later on. But then I was all over the place trying to do math in my head. There were Cowies everywhere the last 250 main event. There was like 4 Cowies in the top 5 last week. So a little bit crazy, but as we're seeing a little bit of a hold up, not sure exactly what's going on. But hey, we get some time to chat, hang out and chat. Right? If you guys want to Maybe talk to us a little bit. Look at this. Look at this jersey right here.
I know, right? Signed
Shout out-
Andrew Maroney jersey. That's the dude right there, man.
Zoe Cross, that's his little doppelganger in sim. He's been throwing. Every time we watch him go across finish line, he has these clean little, like, turn down things. They're just... Zoe Cross has some style here. But we'll get some riding going on for you guys to watch. If you don't want to stare at our faces, I know they're not the prettiest, but... my mom loves me. My mom tells me I'm pretty.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that your mom loves you.
Thank you.
I think most people's moms
Do you love
me.
me?
I do love you, Awood. You're a good guy.
Aw. I love you more.
That's why I'm concerned, right, when you're driving down here and you're texting me. You gotta stop.
It's
not even-
concerning.
it's
It's
fine.
fine. It's fine. I was already past traffic.
Unbelievable.
I can drive really well with my knee. Just kidding.
All right, folks, here we go. 450 heat number 1 coming up here in Oakland. No idea who we're going to see in this heat, which is why we're going to go back in game now and find out who is racing this. See a couple questions rolling through in chat while I can. I will not be at Tampa.
Are you going to San Diego?
I am going to San Diego.
Okay, I might. We'll
Okay.
see. Someone else asked that.
Yeah, I'll definitely be in San Diego. If I could get any 2020 450, what would you get?
Honda.
Yeah, I don't. If
I'm a
I could
Honda
get
fan,
any, I
bro.
don't know, man. Like if they're just handing them out for free, I'll just take whatever you can give me, man. I'll ride a Suzuki.
That's
for
true.
free.
Hey, you know, like Suzuki, I rode the 2020 Suzukis when they were coming out along with all the other bikes. Let's just say going about the same speed in second gear and getting on the throttle, I was able to pop a wheelie with every single bike but the Suzuki. So I was always like kind of joking, but then I realized, wow, this thing, it's kind of pretty far behind. But yeah, I ride an 04 like that hardly ever runs ever. So I would take literally any bike. Literally
Any bike.
anything that runs. Yeah,
Yeah.
because mine doesn't even run right now. So give me like yeah, I don't even care.
1987 YZ125.
Yeah,
Yeah, just go for it.
anything. I honestly don't care. Chase B looks like he's going to San Diego. No beer tonight so far.
No, yeah, so far.
Maybe
so
for the main.
I see that some people are asking if I'll be at basically anything on the East Coast, and the answer to that is no, unfortunately. We
We
have
just got every one of them.
we have a team of people at Racer X, obviously, like Weege and like Aaron Hansel, that can go to more races. And because I'm still the newbie, it was more of like just me go to the races that are close by. So that's why I'm only going to the ones that are in SoCal or Arizona, as Glendale was. But in the future, I'll definitely probably be going to more East Coast type rounds. Hopefully, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I've never been to anything outside of California. I've been to Anaheim's, San Diego's, miss Qualcomm, even though it's such an old piece of crap.
I don't miss it. It smelled like urine.
It's fine. Oh my gosh.
Alex Efforts dropping $20. He says, must read. Quit texting and driving, Awood. Your mom cares about you. Kellen, thank you for scolding Awood about his dangerous behavior. Oh, yeah, thanks for stream. Baby MX Sim is the best. Racer X, hire me. It's just going deep. Oh, Alex Efforts, I love you, buddy. It's so good.
Yeah, thank you. Please send us some more money.
All right, here
I like
goes
that.
450 heat number 1 in Oakland. We're looking at Seabolt down the inside. Who's going to get the whole shot? We're off and running.
Gebhardt without not the best jump, but gonna get pinched there. I like that 5th or 6th gate where we see that whole shot about to
Leak
come
and
from.
Seabolt crosses the line first, but he's not going to get the rhythm, so it's Leak to the front, and Chapman trying to follow through. These Panini Motorsport guys. Oh,
my-
triple in. Oh, and
had no
Chapman.
drive.
Oh, and
Oh!
Seabolt. And he absolutely plows into Leak, who somehow stays on 2 wheels, but Seabolt's off the bike, and I think Chapman went down too, casing that triple, because everybody's all piled up here.
He just endoed so hard. I think he tried to get a little scrub out because that last triple, if you get that triple in, it's really mellow. But man, Seabolt is just going
What is
crazy right now.
happening right
Relax.
The 19
relax.
machine having some struggles right now.
Yeah, trying to force the issue there when there's really not the room. You're kind of cutting that corner anyways. But Craig Leak, good start. Lost the whole shot a little bit, I think. But hey, able to keep it out front. Let's see how these guys fare through the whoops on these 450s. If it's any different than the 250 class, if you get on top of them, I feel like you could just start banging gears. So maybe that's a little bit better. But it's getting on top. And
All these guys
They're
seem
all
to be
better
getting
than me.
through. I mean, they're kind of They're kind of hopping through them weird. It's not necessarily the cleanest looking set of whoops. Oh, we got one guy almost going down. Holy cow, Walter Gebhardt is back here right now, dude. He is in 18th, and he's down again. He's off the bike as Austin Eklund got together with him. Walter Gebhardt dead last right now, folks. Last week's winner, and he's a bit on the struggle bus here early in Oakland.
Yeah, and Walter is in 5th place in their points standings, but he does have 2 wins. He has an average finish of 6, which is the worst out of anybody in the top 5, but he's 21 points down. He really cannot afford these mistakes. He cannot be the one to miss the main. If you want to try to gain some points on the other guys, Colton Mitchell, Russ Chapman, Seabolt, and Jeremy Smith up there, he's really... Man, he's got to get it together for the LCQ, because at this point, I don't think he has any chance of making the main straight out of his heat.
How about the 93 of Ian Holm on the whip style ride? We have not seen him all year. Looking like Mark Marquez out there on the 93 Honda as he finds himself in 2nd. Victor Nicot, a rider out of France, also up here on the 573. So a couple fresh faces in the 450 class this week, finding their way towards the front. Nicot's almost going to land on Holm as he goes through into 2nd. And Leak now finds himself behind these guys. Jeremy Smith. Wait, did they take over the lead? They did. Nicot actually took over the lead. What happened to Leak there? Must have gone down in the whoops.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe on that triple after there's something. But, man, these guys got a little bit of gap, too. They weren't too far behind. Now they got about 5 seconds of buffer, it seems like. And look how close the rest of this field is here. This is also another stacked first heat. You have Russ Chapman there. As you see him not going over the bars, hitting that triple out there, showing us the right way to do it. But, man, so many fast guys. Basically, your top 5 in points is in here.
I'm hearing Chapman is sending the whole section in the sand. He is not this lap, though. He's right behind a big group of guys.
Guys in front of him, and I actually think it's very sketchy, but it's also doable and consistent if you're the right guy. And that Rush is that guy that would send that. So I think he'll be giving us a little bit of excitement here.
Here he is down the inside, going to make that pass on James Ohashi.
Can he settle in the whoops, though, from that inside line? He can,
got a
almost.
couple kicks there at the end.
250 guys weren't able to really get that drive, but I think the 450s, you can get that cut down. As we see here, they're going to hit that triple here.
I thought he was
He almost has his 2nd visit with the Pixie Stick this year.
So up front here, Jeremy Smith trying to run down Craig Leak. They're still running down Ian Holm and Nicot out front. But they have caught Holm rather quickly for this 2nd place position. Is Smith now tailing into Leak, who gets a triple line here this time. Let's see if he gets the inside. No, Holm still holds that position.
Yeah, Leak coming up a little bit here, though. Maybe he can make a move if he gets a good arc on this 90-degree here. He's going to try to run up the inside, but not going to be enough room. Doesn't force the issue like Seabolt did earlier. Seabolt back in about 15th, by the way. And you can also just get a really good drive down the backside of that wall before the sand. And man, these guys are sending it. This is some close racing.
Little 3-rider pack here. This is your battle for 2nd in 450 heat number 1 at Oakland. As Leak's going to make a mistake here. Smith peeking down the inside.
Cut right under here.
Let's see who's going to get a better drive in the whoops is what it comes down to. Holm is kind of hopping. Smith is all over the place, but he saves it as Leak is trying to go down the inside after the Supercross triple. Not going to do it. Holm slides out. Smith goes by in a 2nd, and Leak jumps into 3rd.
Wow, that was... Smith was all sorts of huck-a-buck, and I don't know if he
backwards and down
got in the back of Ian Holm right there, but
sure,
I don't know. Great ride by Ian Holm, by the way. Some of these guys, Victor Nicot, too, out front. Some of these guys, we're seeing some fresh faces, and Craig Leak starting to come into his own, too, right there in 3rd place. He's been pretty good the last couple weeks. I feel like this 450 class, as you see, it's still so stacked and still so crazy. I don't think people are out of the championship. If you're 30, 40 points back, I really think anything can happen, as you might see. You still see Jeremy Seabolt there in 11th place out of a transfer spot. Roy Mitchell, 13th. Walter Gebhardt now moving to 13th. But so many heavy hitters out of transfer spots every week.
And we've seen it in the past, too. It's not uncommon in this game that championship leaders or championship contenders just straight up miss a round. Not even like miss a main event, but they just aren't here for weeks. So that can also play a factor. Going down the stretch, maybe a guy misses a round late in the season, and then suddenly the championship is blown wide open again. You never know in this class, which is why every single point counts. Yeah,
we've seen power outages. Like, if I was trying to race today, I would be screwed because we have no power back at home. We've seen people, hurricanes. It gets crazy. I feel like guys on the East Coast there's a lot of blizzards. There's all sorts of stuff that kind of goes on sometimes that is out of your control, and they're not traveling to these races to race every week. And let's see, man, this onboard right here. But yeah, these guys can definitely miss around. See this rhythm section, not too tricky for the guys on the 450s here. Kind of basic, but let's see if they're doing this triple quad here or if they're electing to just go triple double into the corner. Actually, Siebelt's going to do the opposite, hugging that inside really tight.
So he gets a triple here. Oh, and he's a little short.
Frames it. But yeah, see, stays on right there. It's not too tricky, but you can lose a lot of time if you're in a battle. Another 107.4. Let's see. Look how high speed this is. These guys are jumping here hard on the brakes to get this power down the downside of the wall, and you go a little bit too long, you lose the drive in this corner, as we saw a couple passes being made there in the 250 class. These tight sections back and forth here. Still a lot of time over jumping that, hugging the inside here. I like that rut developing. Got to hit that though. Craig Leak missed that and lost a spot there to Jeremy Smith before he wadded himself.
Oh, a couple riders down. Siebelt's going to try to go over top of him. It's Leak. And Wilcox was that there on the 27?
Ohashi, I think.
No, it's Wilcox there on the 27.
Okay. Same team, I think, maybe.
Oh, and we got Nycott down as well, as Siebel is finding his way right into a good transfer spot now. Oh, Leak, I thought he was going to square him off there. Up front, actually, Smith has taken the win, so Jeremy Smith jumped to the lead and took it. Kyle Robb and Chapman look like they're all good. Ian Holm headed to the main event tonight. James Ohashi, Zach Prokop. Oh, and then look at this battle. Wow, bold move for Siebel to go for the triple in on the last lap, but he's going to do it. And because of that, he's also going to finish 7th in this one. Leak goes to the main event in 9th right there. Missing out is Fjellberg, Wilcox, Copeland, Eklund, Gebhardt missing out, Cohenauer, Roy Mitchell, Sean Smith, Ethan Parks, Casey Ollard, Caden Speck, and myself, who's never going to make a main event ever again. Also going to the last chance qualifier. No. Definitely not.
We'll see. Man, yeah. Supercross is hard. That was a big change up there. I know we missed a lot of it. Sorry for you guys, but it's just Victor Nycott went all the way so far back. Jeremy Smith up to the front. Let's see if we get any cuts that switch this up. We saw a lot of guys. I do see a change near the top.
Wilcox got Fjellberg, but that didn't matter for a transfer.
I thought. Maybe
and that was it, actually. Top 9 stayed the same. Smith, Robb, Chapman, Holm, Ohashi, Prokop, Siebel, Nycott, and Leak headed to the main event out of 450, heat number 1 in Oakland. All right, folks, back in studio. Kellen Brauer and Andrew Wood. Just as A Wood goes for a drink, I just had to do it, man.
Alex got me too. I said I like the road when I'm a hater.
Oh, man.
I get it can be good sometimes, but maybe that should just be pre-built, offer up some options. But man, great racing. 3 races down. What do you think? You always ask me what I'm thinking. Now I want to know what you think.
I'm the play-by-play. You're supposed to be color. You've won more races in this game than I have.
Obviously.
Obviously. No, I actually like this track, how it's breaking down, how it's racing. Obviously, you just talked a little bit about the road. I like that inside rut right before the on-offs, how that's developing. Everybody's kind of tucking in there.
You can't copy me.
You don't like it. I know.
No, I said I did like. I like that one.
No,
that's good though. I really like that. I almost wish we would see that a little bit more on a couple other kind of 90-degree-ish turns, maybe before the other double. Maybe it would let them build a little bit of a wall out there, like for the berm, if they had a nice little rut, so then you can see a little bit more even split. But I mean, the track designers never want to listen to me. I'm just a guy who rambles out here to the rest of you. So yeah, we'll see.
Can you imagine?
Could help a little bit.
Could you imagine though? Well, I guess you're like Carmichael in this situation, right? In the Ralph and Ricky situation. So I could understand track builders listening to Carmichael. If Ralph tried to make an opinion on the racetrack, is anybody listening?
I think Ralph is borderline, just because he may say some dumb stuff, but he has a hard job. Like, dude, just talking here, like we're literally watching it happen. It's hard. You trip over your words. We started rough. We're getting a little bit better today, but I think maybe he's seen so much racing. He's been around for so long. But if you had a new guy that kind of did the same thing, I don't think too many people listen. But I've also had the chance to at least help with certain things on tracks, which I feel like gives me a little bit more of a I guess, a little bit more maybe weight to what I could say, or try to help out with some changes of the tracks. Some things we're seeing more in real life that are being effective. A little bit steeper sections, slower sections, not necessarily the scale going up or going down, but just taller, steeper, a little bit slower speed, some extra ruts. I had a little bit to do with some of the outdoor tracks back in the day, and we've seen a little bit of mishaps with some timing gates and stuff here this year, but I don't know, maybe someone like Jeff Walker in chat would have a little bit more weight with his words.
Well, I mean, he just said that him hitting sim SX whoops is very identical to how he hits real life SX whoops. So
not pretty.
There you go. All right, folks, time for the final heat race of the night. 450 heats, who lined up at Oakland. Taking a look at Alexis Leclerc, who gets good starts on the inside. Let's see if he does this time.
He does. Good jump.
Haley's out dragging him, though.
Whoa!
Oh, big contact coming from the outside, looking like Justin Bogle out there. Somebody went down hard.
Well, Leclerc wasn't letting off there, a little bit like AC, who kind of started that Bogle incident. But, man, Colton Mitchell got lucky there and goes for the triple early, messes them up, but doesn't take him down yet. But Benny Landry in the lead.
Yeah,
First
Benny
lap
Landry
leader here in this heat.
Out front, Jack Haley, Jeremy Shipley, Joseph Pilsner, Colton Mitchell getting a little crossed up in air chase. Donovan. We got Tyler Lang. Look at this freight train of riders. Everybody's so close, and they're going to the wall jump.
Ooh, Donovan, you see there? I was kind of worried about that happening. Kind of the first person we see run into someone there. But look how close these guys are. I know we're only half a lap in, but this 450 class is just nuts. Look at that freight train. See, I really wish... That's something that I wish they did not build up that berm at all to stop as we see a giant pile up.
Holy cow. Oh, and then someone trying to go over. And then somebody coming in hot there. I think that might have been, was that 71? No, we saw 71 already. 77, that's Tiberino in there. And then more guys getting all froggy fresh in the whoops race. Carlin's back here as the general.
Ooh.
We got guys coming up short, going long. Everybody trying to get over this triple. There's about 18 dudes in this corner.
Literally 18.
A bunch of dudes are all gone down. As Carlin's trying to jump to the inside of Donovan here on the 51, and they're checking each other all the way through. Let's head back up front, though, and try to sort out what's going on here. It is defending champion Jack Haley, who's out front from Jeremy Shipley, his teammate. Colton Mitchell alongside Landry going into third, and Pilsner up here in fifth. Adam Holm is in sixth. Alexis Leclerc seventh, eighth for Schmidt, and ninth is Fugler, but he's down, and it's going to give Lang ninth. By the way, Helix Nebula dropping Swedish krona, 50 of them in chat. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the donations week after week. You are crushing it.
Speaking of whoops.
Speaking of whoops.
These guys are crushing it. Oh, don't get me started. I'm still speechless from seeing 18 dudes in that one corner. Like, it's so all over the place right now. I'm looking at some of the names scroll along the top of the screen trying to find out kind of where these guys are.
Oh,
as we see
I thought he was gonna save that, dude.
Almost did, just held it wide. That's what you gotta do, and just almost brought it back, that 450 power.
So I think that moved Fugler back into a transfer. It does.
Look at G-Fug. Can we run through the top 9 really quick? Give me a little update here too. Okay,
all right.
I was gonna just have you go the other way.
Shipley, Mitchell, Landry.
Okay.
So we've lost our leader, which was Haley. Haley was out front. Leclerc now fourth, and Haley back here in fifth. So a couple champions.
Yeah, he's not
together.
that good. He's just got the number one.
Tyler Schmidt coming through in sixth. Normally known for good starts. Right now he's just putting in a solid ride. Joseph Pilsner, Adam Holm back to eighth now. Excuse me. And Fugler is in ninth. So Donovan, Deering, Ritzler, Leitzel, and Lang all coming through. Leitzel down after the finish line jump.
Smashed his face on the ground. Cole Seeley's coming through there. Followed by, a little power slide there. I love this setup. Every week, it is.
I know, I know.
It's so sick.
Oh, man.
I love Hondas. So good.
I had someone commented on our Glendale stream, I think it was, Donovan getting all out of shape. And he basically just said he didn't like the stream because the number 5 doesn't belong on a Yamaha. That's the only reason he didn't like it, because Gebhardt.
He probably thumbs down. He's like one of the 3 we get every week. It's like
probably
steering going long there, almost OTV. Some people, man, it's like you got to realize what this is oh my gosh, they almost just died. But like, I don't know. You got to realize that people don't understand that we're actually doing real night shows, real qualifying, real main events, real point standings.
These are real people.
Some guy came. They're real guys. They're just playing with their thumbs. But it's really not that hard. or it's really not that easy, even though you're just playing with your thumbs. But some guy came in and said, "What? The same track again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, this is Heat 2 coming
Yeah,
up."
I
Like,
mean, man.
Donovan
You
almost
don't turn on a
forked
Supercross
theirs.
on Saturday night and go, "What? They're still in the same stadium?" Darn, man.
Dude, they didn't drive back to Anaheim. What is happening? This is crazy.
Oh, man. All right, so settling into things a little bit here. Where are we? I think Holm is still in 8th. Deering is in 8th. So Donovan in the final transfer spot. But here comes Sabrina Ritzler going for the pass
Our
on
resident
the 82.
female.
And let's see, she get a good drive in the whoops, kind of hopping a bit. Donovan did as well.
Yeah, we've only got 2 girls in sim, Sabrina Ritzler and Daniel Mills. So good to see them out there, crushing it.
Crushing it, dude. Oh, here comes
Sabrina messes up that rhythm, but so does
Shipley. God,
Shipley. I almost said Whiteley because his gear is so bright white. But
whoa, who's coming in? Donovan.
Donovan, I like that MX Locker. They have such good setups every week in
do.
and week out. Congrats, but not as good as Sealy setup, but that's okay. Sabrina,
Ritzler catching up to former teammate Jeremy Shipley. Both of these riders were winning races back in 2012, folks. That's how long they have been at it in this game. Obviously, we've been racing MX Simulator Supercross. This is our 11th year of racing it. Back in 2010 was the first series. Shipley was even around back then, as was Sabrina Ritzler.
I remember in a 2013 Utah National, I think 2013, maybe it was 14, battling for second with Brina. Back when I was also partially good at the game, but then I ended up getting yeeted in a 5th wide section and stuck in a SpongeBob, which everybody in sim kind of knows how that feels. But Sabrina's still out here killing it, and Shipley with an insane drive through the whoops. That was like Mookie at St. Louis. Jeez, dude. Chill down.
I know, this is all chaotic back here, so it's still
There's Hondas everywhere.
Fugler right here in the mix. We got Ash Deering, and I believe Fugler's in the final transfer spot. So Deering trying to go for a move here down the inside. Oh, I thought he was going to light him up like we saw earlier in those 250 heat races. Not happening there. White flag is out, though, so a move has to be done here on the last lap of the race.
Yeah, G-Fug out here jumping inside. Looks like he's going to make the move
block
there.
pass on Brina.
Ooh, that was really good. You see that veteran knowledge coming out by Brina, able to kind of tell that's coming and hit the brakes as G-Fug slides that rear end around, kind of makes that pass stick. G-Fug, is he still holding on to the last transfer here? Or does that move him
No,
up
I think it's
into
Ritzler who's
eighth?
in the final transfer now.
So now
And
Brina's on
Deering
defense.
trying to come in.
And Deering is fast. He's been so fast these last couple weeks. We're going to see Deering come here, and let's see if he can kind of square these up.
Brina's
Cut
not
down
having
a
good
little
lines
bit
in these
early.
corners, and she's going to go a little bit straight air here.
Ooh, yes.
Deering trying to peek inside, but Brina shuts the door, and now Deering makes a mistake and slides out. Lang trying to come down the inside of Deering and make the pass, and he does. He just boots him off the
Ooh.
berm.
That was like a Reese Entignap, or remember that? Throwing him
Yeah,
out
a
into
little
the
bit.
mud there. Just a nice little nudge.
Take
But
a peek back up front and see that Alexis Leclerc is going to take the win here in 450 Heat 2. So our 2018 champion fighting his way back up here. We got Mitchell, our points leader, second, just beating Haley.
Jack's the first one to clear that triple in the finish line,
Whoa,
too.
Adam Holm coming in on Benny Landry, trying to light up his windows there a little bit. We got Jeremy Shipley. Shut up. Cutter Fugler.
I was just
And
trying to
Sabrina
put that
Ritzler
together.
in transfer spot.
That's cool. Now I know how you felt last week, me trying to call that last 250 main, as Brina's going to come through with 9th place. Tyler Lang there. Cole Seeley coming up just short on the main event and that triple. Ooh, Deering's the first one to actually land that.
Yeah,
Props to him.
he stayed on 2 wheels.
That was sick.
Donovan crossed the line 12th. It's going to be 13th for Tiberino, former winner in this series. Race Carlin going to pick up 14th here. Joseph Pilsner.
Qualifying times were broken, Sweden. I think they're updated if you want to check them out. They were actually only about 105s. But, man, some of these guys having such bad luck here. But I know some guys could be confused because we showed the mess up qualifying times at first, too.
I think we actually showed the wrong qualifying times, to be fair. We may have been in the wrong.
Honestly, yeah,
event.
both of the tracks have been
Yeah,
so
I'm not
long,
sure.
it's pretty close. It's so refreshing. Leclerc comes through with that win. Let's see if anything changed, but so refreshing to
nine
see
stayed the
Leclerc not boner air every single jump he hits.
He's
Like-
got style, folks.
He got style, and he got slower. So, I don't know if it's a really good trade. I mean, I would take that because I just like to see people throw whips. But Leclerc definitely throwing down that heat. He might actually be able to pull together for the first time this year. So, let's see how that works out. And 250 LCQ.
Oh, man, I love these LCQs, man. They're always so good. Only 4 guys going to the main event, right?
Braden Carter, points
Carter
leader.
has to get a good jump because not only is Carter in this, he's actually got a bad gate pick. He finished, I believe, 15th
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
LCQ or
pretty
something
bad.
like that. So he is going to be probably outside of the doghouse. He may be far inside, but either way, we have to see where he starts and gets a good jump here. This is going to be really, really interesting to watch this 250 LCQ.
Yeah, and he is 25 points up. So if Luke Sullivan did pull out a win here, he would go, and Braden does miss this main event, he would at least be tied, or he would be up 1 point over Braden. Luke Sullivan not having the best night tonight, but he has been looking strong recently, so maybe he's able to pull that together later on during this main event. But Braden Carter, if he doesn't make it, he's probably just gonna be like, yeah, I just wanted to give the guys a chance, let them kind of compete with me. I did way too good.
I mean,
early
he
in
has
the
a big
season,
enough points
so.
lead that he can miss the main
He
and
literally-
keep it, right? So,
Well, yeah, Luke Sullivan would have to win, or else he would still be able to
Yeah.
hold on to that red plate. Braden has just been on another level for the most part. Kind of seems like if he doesn't have a really bad first lap, he just goes on and wins. So I'm pumped, excited for this LCQ.
oh man, me
I
too.
might go run and grab you a drink.
Oh man, Awood's gonna try to get drinks for us, folks. Let's see if he makes it back in time. He's gonna drop the headphones, and he is definitely not making
I'm
it back
totally
in time.
making it. We're going.
He's trying. He's gonna try, folks.
I'm like a dog loose.
Oh man.
Dog loose in the studio.
Oh man. What is happening? Okay. All right, folks, this is our LCQ lineup check out on the track right now. I may be bringing you guys the action solo here on the start of the LCQ, depending on how fast we get a restart. Seeing some questions being asked in chat. Let's see if I can answer any of them. Yeah, Jeff Walker is in here. We got Kellen Williams in here. What's up? Name same dude.
Your dog is so scared.
Is she? Oh,
Well,
poor
no,
pup.
because I was. Look at that. I'm the best.
Look at Awood. He's crushing it.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not. Oh man.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
I'm so glad I'm like the only person that thinks I'm funny.
Come
All
on.
right, boys, let's go.
Here we go. 250 last chance qualifier on the gate. 4 going to the main and a lot going home unhappy. Let's find out who they'll be right now.
Ooh, we saw someone jump the
Whoa,
gate.
Kyle
Adams,
Carpenter
too.
got a huge jump out of the middle on the 43. He'll get to the corner first, and he controls the inside all the way through. It's Carpenter out front, Peakman in second, DeSalle in third, Carter coming around the outside, and he's going to get stuck in the outside of the berm.
Man, just super bad luck. Kind of got held up on Carpenter there, who was trying to avoid someone else. But man, Braden still luckily stayed up. That's
Oh,
what you
Carter,
wanna
and he's off the
be.
bike. Carter is off the bike. He was stuck on the 761 of Mudge, it looks like. And he's trying to get going as riders are going by. Carter getting back on. Whoa, we had a camera malfunction there for a second. But Carter is back on, and he is ahead of Jake Warden in this group.
Oh, 2 guys going down right there. He's let it get it. Oh man, he's able to pick
13.
off some guys early though. But Jake Warden running it in on the
Block
red
pass.
plate guy. Let's see what he does here. If he retaliates or just tries to get past him cleanly, kind of get some clear air. He doesn't want to waste any time back here. He needs to start making moves quick. He needs to make them cleanly. So we'll see what happens in the whoops. If he can get through them cleanly, that might be a good spot for him to make up some easy passes.
Oh, but
as
he
he
did not
almost
get the- oh, Ryder's
wads
down, though.
2 guys down.
Trying to get the triple, and he actually gets
4
it.
guys
He's going to make
down.
a bunch of passes here. Fortunate enough to not go down in all this chaos. He's up to 10th.
Holy
He's going to move
jeez.
around Pichon into 9th.
This-
He's got to get 4th, though, remember.
Yeah, he has that awkward little line there. We're not able to get that triple in. Sorry for that rhythm section. But, man, if you can pass 4 dudes every time you go through that section, you're going to be doing pretty good. But, man, D-Mills in 5th, Devin Davis in 6th, Peakman, Thorson, and then Carter. So not easy guys to go through. And then the top 4 is stacked as well. I don't know if Kate Carp is still up there, but I know you had Bobby DeSalle, who's been doing good. And these guys have had a little bit more time on the track. Let's see what happens here as he tries to make this move on Tanner Thorson.
And up in front of these guys, Andrew Peakman is in 6th. We got to go up to 4th, which is Jack Gatlin right now on the on-off. So actually, it's more about time difference, I think, than anything. I don't think Carter's going to be able to get to these guys on raw speed. He's going to have to hope for some crashing as he's now moved around Thorson. He is up into 7th, but time is ticking as the guys up front of him are still riding smooth, and Carter again a little fishy in the whoops there.
Yeah, and Daniel Mills just moved in the 4th. So when you're chasing a guy that has beat you in the main event so far this year, taking a win away, and it wasn't his best round, but you know that D Mills has the speed and can hang up there as he's actually getting passed back.
What is happening?
Twice.
He cuts underneath and gets landed
He
on by
just took someone
Peakman.
out with his head.
And Thorson, oh, look at Carter.
Ooh,
back
I like
underneath.
that move. That was
Thorson
good.
gonna get back into 6th
Thorson,
now.
but these guys just don't care. I mean, there's a lot of time, and I feel like if these guys get the opportunity, just like Jake Warden, they're going to run it inside. So he needs to separate himself and get back up there.
DeSalle leading from Carpenter. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Jack
No, you're
Gatland. Oh, Daniel Mills has gone down out of 4th. Mills is down, and there goes Trent Adams. Let's see if Mills gets up before Carter gets there. He does, so he's still in 6th, is our points leader, trying to get in 4th and transfer to this main event.
The only thing I could think of here is if D Mills does get in the 4th and Braden's still there behind him, does D Mills just give him the spot?
Yeah, I mean,
He
teammates.
honestly probably just wants to play more Tarkov, but he also does like
Carter!
beating people.
Carter! Oh, he saved it!
Jeez,
Big
dude.
swap in the whoops,
Oh!
and he cases the triple, but he's still on 2 wheels.
Well, his back's broken.
His back is
His
broken.
suspension
for sure.
doesn't work in the whoops, but he is still out here trying to shred it. Just shredding
Oh, and
it.
then that was Trent Adams on the ground, so it does now bring us this situation that you were talking about. D Mills is in 4th, and is he going to give the spot to his teammate? White flag is still not out yet. It might be coming out. No, it's not out. Not
so
yet.
2 laps in this 250 LCQ with Braden Carter trailing right behind Daniel Mills. So let's see what happens.
What?
Oh!
What just happened?
Kobe, you can't do that!
What just happened? Who is that?
Oh, that kid is so
Kyle
done.
Howard.
The
Kyle
only
Howard
thing-
going backwards on the track.
I think I like that guy, though.
What just happened? And now he goes off the track. I
I-
don't know what just happened.
I think we didn't see it. We need an instant replay that nobody else has. I
Well-
think he he had to have gotten sketchy in the rhythm. So I feel like that wasn't intentional.
Yeah, I know.
Unless he was going for Braden. I don't know who his teammates are, but I don't think it's anybody up. I have
I don't know what just happened. But 3rd right now is Braden Carter because he just got around Gatlin. So now he is very safe. Gatlin went down again in the whoops. Devin Davis has gone into a final transfer spot.
I'm heartbroken.
So Trent Adams
Wow.
now finds himself trying to battle for this final transfer, and Davis
Devin
makes a mistake. So Adams is going to go through. White flag is now waving for Giselle up front as he goes through by the mechanics area in the background. This is the final transfer battle. Who is going to take it? Adams on the 50, Varrock Co. KTM versus Davis on the number 30, Mad Cape Suzuki. White flag waving this time by. It is a battle to the death here in Oakland.
Yeah, so he does have another minute and 10 seconds to make this move, and he is so close. We'll see if Devin Cartwright can make this pass here. If he doesn't loop out in another rhythm section, number 30 chasing the number 50 here. Trent Adams, though, has been good, and Devin Davis has been either really good or really kind of sketchy, but missing the main event is definitely where he doesn't want to be. He wants to be between a podium and 10th guy, not missing mains completely. So we'll have to see what happens
We
here.
saw him on the podium at A2 just 2 rounds ago, and Davis is trying to make it into the main event here. Adams gets the whoops clean. Davis
So
does as
Davis.
well.
Oh, that was sick.
Both of them whipping
Louis.
hard over the triple. Adams has a bit of a gap to work with in the rhythm, and so he's just got to get it clean. Let's see if he does. Downsides it, but does he get the triple? He's a little
Yeah,
short.
Devin got a
Davis.
great drive, but goes
Oh,
long
man.
there.
Adams almost went over the bars as DeSalle takes the win up front. It's all eyes on this battle for the final transfer spot, though.
This is going to be sick. Probably Devin Davis is not scared. Hugging that inside. Get this double, triple. Can he triple in close enough? No. He's going to have to try to pull something out here. This
Or
is.
does he wait for cuts?
I mean,
I don't
dude,
know, man.
It's Devin Davis.
Adams is going to get the final corner clean,
he
and
does.
unofficially, Adams is going to the main event in Oakland. Davis keeps it within 1.2 seconds. That absolutely could come down to cuts. Daniel Mills missing out, going through in 6th. He will not be very happy with Kyle Howard there. Tanner Thorson coming across 7th. 8th was Trevor Spencer. 9th, Daniel Paz. 10th for AJ Green. 11th, Andrew Peakman. Michael Mudge. Warden. Heather Pachone. Bear. Gatland, Gable, Love, Howard, who we just mentioned, Ryan Mahan, all missing out, and myself on the gate. Man, oh man, what a weird LCQ that was.
I'm I don't even know what to say because I don't know what happened. So like, I really don't want to say too much on that incident, but that's just terrible luck for Daniel Mills. And after seeing that Braden made it into third, you would think that Daniel Mills might have made it too,
Right.
and they would have been both in the top 4. So seeing everything else that happened just leaves me kind of even more bummed. We did get Bobby DeSala in, who we kind of expected. He's been great with his starts. Kyle Carpenter, after a couple early mistakes, able to come through in second. And
it
Devin
stays the same. Davis actually
loses
had more
time.
cuts. Yeah, he had 1.27 seconds. So Davis gonna
Wow.
miss the main event here in Oakland, fresh off a podium finish 2 weeks ago at Anaheim too.
That's depressing.
Wow.
I'm heartbroken. But man, Devin Davis as well. He's been riding, like we said, he got on the podium at Anaheim too. Couple less than stellar performances, but nothing to where he's missed the main that bad. Just kind of some crappy luck, but he did have a chance. He did kind of blow it a little bit there in that last rhythm section before the start straight, but let's go run it again in 450s.
I know, man. Now I'm really interested to see how this 450 LCQ plays out because clearly the 250 LCQs, well, the 250 races in general have provided tonight. We saw some tremendous action in that second 250 heat. The LCQ was good. At this point, the main event should be amazing if it just continues that trend. But this 450 LCQ, obviously, we need to see some guys making it in here.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a clip of it in the RF Discord if we get a chance before the main event to revisit that. But man, that's just terrible luck here, and we'll have to see what happens with that. And yeah, the 250 class, once again, the whoops have been such a deal breaker, and even the guys that are making the mains, it's not going to be easy for them because they were ones making mistakes as well. So we'll have to wait and see. The 450 guys seemed a little bit cleaner in them, still having some trouble. But 250 main event, we're still going to definitely have guys struggling with these rhythm sections. So I think this track, I really like that it's kind of has some different options for both of the classes. Kind of really hard for the 250s, a little bit easier for the 450s. So pretty excited to watch these main events as we're getting ready for the 450 last chance qualifier here at Oakland.
And getting word in chat again, this is completely unofficial, but people are saying that Howard was actually purposely jumping across the rhythm sections, which, if that's the case, is very unfortunate. Obviously, a very protestable offense that Daniel Mills could probably win if he decides to protest. But at this point, nothing really going to change. I don't think you can change the results there. Mills didn't even finish in 5th. So they'd have to award more positions into the main event at that case. But very unfortunate turn of events here tonight in that last chance qualifier.
I think if he did finish in 5th, you would definitely see them looking at that and trying to maybe slot him in there. The fact that he went back and kind of Devin Davis was in there between him, blaming Euros, what's new? But Devin Davis in chat, not too pumped, but I wouldn't be either after not making the main event. Daniel Mills has to be even more bummed. When you know you're riding good, his qualifying I know wasn't good, but he looked good in that race there. So we'll have to see as there's people cartwheeling everywhere already on the warm-up lap. So let's see who we got in here.
Walter Gebhardt is the key focal point of this race after taking the win last week at Glendale, moving up to, I believe, 5th in the championship, right? So he has been very good and very bad, I feel like, this year. I mean,
well,
that's just the
wins.
truth. Like, 2 wins.
Two wins, your average finish is
points.
6th, and you're 5th in the points. You're 19 points down. So that is very good and very bad. So we'll have to see what happens here. I really like his gate. That's where I feel like most of the whole shots have been coming from. If you get a pretty decent jump, the inside gets pinched really hard. Let's see what happens here in the 450 LCQ.
Off and running, and not a good jump for Gebhardt. He's actually going to get pinched kind of midway down the straight, but he's actually in a good position through the first corner. It is going to be Reed Young on the 42 at the whole shot. Gebhardt tripling in, now going to try to double to the inside, but going to get block past. Wow, that was 2 guys going around either side. Ohlert and the 37 there, Eklund on the 37, but Gebhardt able to squeak back through them. We also have, that is 25, I should say, Roy Mitchell up here. Jack Daniels racing as he gets cut underneath. Kevin Verzak on the 229 back this week.
Yeah, and you see how close these guys are. Watch them over the wall. Nobody hits each other, but they're getting super close, and these guys have to just be so careful. You get a start in 8th, and you see all these guys so close. You want to start making moves, but you really have to hold off. Look how single file this is through this section. It's pretty nice before, but that's kind of the spot where it gets really tight. And then I feel like now, as the track opens up a little bit more, you're going to start making moves.
Dooley's running wrong, and Gebhardt's down. Gebhardt got cross-jumped, and he's off the bike.
Those were the sickest scrubs, too.
The dualies took out Walter Gebhardt mid-air.
Did he?
Yeah, because
he just went long.
No, he actually got crossed over because he landed completely sideways, and then we had our leaders just go down. Oakland is now out front in front of Copeland. Roy Mitchell moves up to 3rd, and Lang now finds himself in 4th. Wow. That was... Take a deep breath, folks. Sean Smith trying to get in here. We got Caden Speck, Cohenauer, Young, Donovan, Ohlert, and then Gebhardt coming through, all in front of him.
The names don't stop. You got up there, too. The only person I see really dropping out.
Oh, Gebhardt right into the side of Ohlert. Somehow they both stayed on 2 wheels.
And he almost misses the finish line,
but he
gets back
it.
on. Going to lose him 2 spots, though. I think he's being too aggressive too early with some of these passes. You don't want to make contact because that's going to happen.
Dang, how did he stay on 2 wheels
Wilcox
there,
has the inside here. Ooh, I thought he would run him in because Gebhardt wasn't really playing with him. Let's see what happens. These guys are still going to be so close. There's that quad out. I was talking to you, pretty clean, and you get some extra room. If he gets this quad, that's easily faster.
He cased it. He's still going to get the pass on Fjellberg going into the whoops, but he's got to get a better drive as these guys are trying to outdrive him.
Yeah, was that Fjellberg who just almost died on the Honda? Fjellberg went all sorts of across the whoops, and that is the fastest line through that section. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it, and Gebhardt really pulls out when he needs to.
Ohlert's going down.
Man, Ohlert cartwheeling through. Gebhardt just needs a lot more of that to go on, but he's still not that close.
We have Cohenauer here and Reed Young going to battle. Caden Speck a little further up the road with Sean Smith and Roy Mitchell. So let's reset. It is Oakland from Copeland, Mitchell, and Sean Smith in the final transfer spot. That is going to be Caden Speck trying to take it away.
Yeah, Caden Speck here on the gas. Look how close he is. He definitely has, with that murdered out gear, has the option to kind of pass him whenever he needs to. Whenever he gets that drive, I think you're going to see him dive up the inside. But doesn't want to make a move too early, and I feel like that's the smart move because some of these guys have been making moves way too early and going down. So I think he's just going to keep riding here, see what happens, and then if something opens up, he'll go and take it.
And through the whoops they go. Speck not getting as good of a drive as Smith did, but he absolutely sauced the Supercross triple.
Saucy Blossy there.
Now who's going to get a better drive in the rhythm? Ooh. Sean Smith trying to get through the inside of the corner. Speck's going to take over the spot. Wow. Neither of them get the preferred line in the rhythm section. Look at Smith trying to cut back underneath. They're both using the flat corner there.
That was really smart by Speck to defend
Look at this.
that.
Sean Smith cutting back underneath. He's going to get the transfer spot back and try to block off Speck. They're cross-jumping like crazy, and Speck not able to salvage the spot, so he's going to go back to 5th once again.
Yeah, not on purpose, but that made Speck kind of mess up that rhythm there, have to kind of just slid out. It was all over the place, but he's still right there on him, and I feel like these guys are going to have some awesome entertainment for the rest of the night, or for the rest of this LCQ at least, as Caden Speck continuing to give chase, and looks like he's that little bit faster. But, man, the race smarts out here by the number 80.
87. By the way, Walter Gebhardt looks like he is disconnected. He is down in 19th place. His time is not moving anymore. And I think he's done. Speck down. Speck down out of 5th. Wilcox almost going down himself. And suddenly the top 4 have a big gap established. But all these guys still trying to fight forward. Wow, last week's winner, Walter Gebhardt, not going to the main event tonight. What a shame for him.
Yeah, Sean Smith there, though, I'm really proud of his riding ability and how he's been able to counter those moves by Speck and just using his brain a lot there. And he might have to fight somebody else off again if they go ahead and get him catch him, as he doesn't look to have the speed, but he looks to be pretty smart when he's racing around these other guys here, and hopefully that can put him into the main.
Wow, doesn't have the speed, but still balls out the triple in before the Supercross, or I should say the finish line jump here. And he's still in 4th as the white flag waves. It is Oakland, Copeland, Mitchell, and Sean Smith, and then a bit of a gap back here to Wilcox, and then a huge gap beyond that. So Wilcox, the only guy that can really spoil the party here for Sean Smith, as we only have about a half a lap left to go.
Yeah, Wilcox giving chase. You can tell he's pushing it, getting on the gas a little bit too early in that corner, almost kind of going off the track a little bit, but not too far away. One small mistake, one good charge in the whoops, as we see some mistakes right there, and a good charge in the whoops. Doesn't scrub it too much, but he closes some time up. If he gets a good run through this rhythm section, we might see some fireworks here coming into the finish line.
Oh, he does
messes up
not.
that.
And Sean Smith actually didn't get the preferred line in the rhythm either, but he's still going to salvage the spot. Wilcox has got to do something desperate here with a couple corners to go. Roy Mitchell down.
Does a nose
out of
pick barrel
third.
roll.
And he is going to get up right as Sean Smith is coming through. Here comes Wilcox over top of him and into the final transfer spot. Wilcox has got to make it through this last section clean. Our top two finishers have already finished the race. And Mitchell's sending it in. He's going to get it to the line as close as he can. Wilcox beats him by 0.6 of a second. And Mitchell has got to hope for cuts.
That's a heartbreaker. I'm glad we caught a glimpse of that. But, man, just that little bit of a mistake. I don't know if it was the nerves of, hey, I'm finishing up here. And I'm going to make this this transfer into the main event. But if you just messed up a seat balancer a little bit too fast, a little bit too slow, but nose picks that, goes off the bike and loses that transfer position. We'll have to see on cuts, but man, that's heartbreaking for Roy Mitchell. Yeah.
Oh, that was sick though. And he still lands it. Oh man, so Cohenauer missed out, Dunavant, Carlin, Pilsner, Fjellberg, Tiberino, Deering, Young, Leitzel, Whiteley, Parks, Speck,
Heartbreaking.
Lang, Gebhardt, Oler. It looks as though Gebhardt crashed at the end of the whoops and called it a quit, so
Those whoops would make me quit.
yeah.
We both rode the track a little bit and
Brutal.
very difficult. The 450 is doing a lot better job than I thought they would, but man, the 250 is still struggling as we're going to move into the 250 main event here soon and get to see some fireworks, some good drives. Oh, we did have a... Wait.
Oh, Wilcox got it on cuts. Oh, man.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Roy.
Yeah, Roy jumped all the way up to third.
Let's go.
It pushed Sean Smith out of transfer. Sean Smith.
Oh, no. What a
Oh, man.
heartbreaker.
3.99 seconds of cuts. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, man. Poor Sean Smith. He rode so well and was able to actually hold off Wilcox's pressure there on that last lap. Still crossed the line third and gets bumped all the way back to fifth. What an absolute heartbreaker for the number 80 Virocco machine.
Yeah, man, a lot of heartbreakers here tonight. People not making the main event to some final transfer positions changing on cuts. But Roy Mitchell's super pumped right now. He's been riding around throwing whips this whole time, and he's probably got a little burst of energy after seeing he did end up making that main event after a strong ride. Just that one mistake there at the very end. Getting a little bit of practice on some of these rhythm sections, seeing if he can get that drive, just kind of trying to get more comfortable for the main event. Oh, you want to try to check that clip in the Discord of Daniel Mills' incident?
Let's see if I can find it. I'm out of Discord currently, but I'll see if I can get it. We'll go
It's
ahead
in
and
RF
head to
Discord.
intermission.
Just about to go pee.
Discord's loading. You can go.
I want to watch this.
Well, I mean, I might not find it very quickly. We'll have to see.
Hopefully someone sent it to us.
Okay, let's see.
All right.
Is it in general?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the video.
There it is.
Oh, that was completely on purpose.
You dirty, dirty dog.
Completely on purpose. Here,
I
we'll
don't
go
like-
full screen here. I mean, you can see he just lands, and he has the ability to brake if he wants, but he
No,
just jumps
yeah.
across the track. I think he must have been going
He's
for
going
Carter.
for Carter. He's got to be. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Kyle Howard is canceled, everybody. Kyle Howard is canceled.
All right, Awood's
I'll be
going
right
to leave us and go
Put
take
the-
a bathroom break here before these main events start. But Kellen Brauer and the empty seat that Andrew Wood used to exist in, bringing you guys the action here tonight. 250 main event coming up here. Round number 5 of the 2020 MotoOption Supercross Series. How's everybody doing? Are we excited? Are we happy? I know some people in here are probably in here because they didn't make the main event, so I apologize that some of you are probably not very happy. But how's everybody else doing? Are we having a good night of racing, hopefully? Been very excited bringing you guys the broadcast, and I feel like we're going to have a pretty good 250 main event after what we saw in the heat races. Heat races were really good. 250 LCQ was very good. Seems like the whoops are make or break in this class, and we may see some guys get starts and find their way towards the back, and guys at the back finding their way towards the front. Going to be a lot of fun for sure. All right, what am I missing? Let's see you guys in chat saying, wow, yeah, definitely looks like that was on purpose out of Kyle Howard. What's up, Austin Long? How you doing, buddy? Kyle Howard banned everybody in chat going after Kyle Howard. That is one way to make a name for yourself in a bad way in Race Factory Gaming Supercross competition. Poor old Kyle Howard. I know, thank you. You like my dining chair? We bring the dining chair up for A-Wood to sit in every week, so that he is comfortable as a guest. How many races RacerX sending you to this year? That must be fun. Actually, I'm only going to one more, as I know. It's going to be San Diego in a couple weeks, or a week and a half, I guess. I may go to Vegas, but again, a lot of it depends on who's going and who's not. All right, 250 main event coming up. I'll keep reading chat while we get this race about started. Am I missing anything? Am I coming to Daytona this year? Unfortunately, Jeff Walker, I'm not. I wish I was, because I would absolutely get a picture with you, buddy.
I want to shout out Sween for being in here basically every week watching these races.
I know, man. Sweeney Doodle Baby Puppy Mama F word.
Everything.
Who's not? What just happened? I think we have issues here in. Wait.
Yeah, it's all the guys
they
left
rewrote
from
the 250 LCQ script, and
look at we got K-Carb, all the boys there. I wouldn't expect
each other.
anything else out of those three.
So so Konar says he effed up. They're gonna rerun the Supercross main event script, which means that I'm gonna load in for an hour.
That's gonna be fun. Always is. Man, so who do you got here, Kellen? Who do you think?
I don't know, because Carter has been sketchy in the whoops all night long. He's been fast, but he's been sketchy. I thought Richards looked pretty good, and Richards obviously needs to, I guess, on some level, reestablish himself as a guy that was a championship winner last year. So Richards pretty good. I'm going to go way outside here, though. I'm picking Brady Stanley. Were you going to pick him?
Yeah.
Oh, man, come on.
Because I was thinking Braden through the LCQ hasn't looked too good in the whoops. Bobby DeSalle also not too good, went through the LCQ. D-Mills is probably so pumped too to load in on the gate right there. But Brady has looked the best, I think, as far as speed. If he can get it together, his starts are pretty good. We'll have to see, but man, Carter can do kind of like Jacob Warden did at our first round. He came out and got a second in the main after going through the LCQ. Maybe Braden Carter can figure something out and come through and put it down how he has been all year. But this class, both classes are so wide open, and I thought we saw some separation. Clint Martin, we'll kind of have to see what he does tonight. I think if you get one of those guys in the start and they can separate themselves from the field, I don't even know, because the whoops are so hard. So I don't know.
Yeah,
we can both pick Brady.
Okay, both picking
Chase
Brady.
B.
I saw.
Chase B was really good in this heat.
Chase B was really good.
And he was good last week. So
I think someone asked me a question in chat that I wanted to answer. Lucas Wheeler said, did I pick my question to Faulkner, or was it given to you to ask? So actually, kind of funny story about that. I was typing some quotes because I have to write a Saturday Night Live article for RacerX. So I wasn't actually prepared for to ask a question. Like if I had a question in my mind, I would have asked it, but I wasn't prepared for it. And then Sean Brennan at Feld just stuck the microphone in my chest and just basically said, you. So I was like, I guess I got to ask a question. So I just on the spot thought of...
what did you ask? I didn't watch the press
I asked
conference.
Faulkner if he was managing in the third main, or if he just wasn't as comfortable in the third main as he was in the first two.
Not a terrible question.
Well, I mean, right on the spot, I thought it was decently okay because I wasn't actually fully prepared for it. But it's all right.
You are a man of so many things right now. Pulp show. Pulp Review
Yeah, by the way,
show.
I'm on the Pulpamex wrap-up show. I just did it with Darkside earlier today, so listen to that. It's probably dropping on podcast apps and such tomorrow, much to everybody's dismay.
I'm sure
Doesn't
they
like
can't.
the wrap-up
I'm
show.
sure they can't wait to listen. This is the 250.
Yep, 250 main event, folks. Time to go racing in Oakland. 5th round of the series. Who's going to take the next step towards the championship? Let's find out right now in the Bay Area.
Gate drops. We got a good start, but someone getting a little bit high on their rear wheel.
From the outside, Cross cutting in. He's going to get to the corner first. Contact down the inside, but the whole shot almost went to Jacob Hubbard. It is going to be Zoe Cross leading them on the 49. Hubbard looking inside, but it's Cross taking the race lead.
Hubbard and Cross have both looked really good here as we see him miss that triple out, but Zoe Cross going to come back up the inside. If these two can limit their mistakes, I think they have a pretty good chance at this one, but Bobby DeSalle right up there in 3rd. And who's giving chase? We've got Monty Wilson up there in 4th place as well. I think this is going to shape up to be a big one. I think someone just slid out. That might have been Monty up the inside before that wall. Too hard on the brakes. Someone definitely did slide out. But Zoe Cross here steadily leading Jacob Hubbard and these guys. Let's see how they funnel in, and let's see their first run through the whoops, how that works out.
Yeah, we're going to pay attention all the way through these whoops here on the first lap. Cross leading him through. DeSalle goes into 2nd. Cross looking straight as an arrow. DeSalle kind of hopping. He's going to go down. Oh, he landed it. DeSalle barrel rolling off the track.
Pips back into the track.
Let's see. Oh, man,
he
causing
kills
chaos.
someone.
So someone cased a triple. Oh, and then someone's getting tossed like a wet salad over there. Bunch of guys going over the triple side by side. And Alana Salas and Ben Seberg, teammates back here.
Yeah,
we got more riders down. Saves has gone down after the whoops. And DeSalle, who was in 2nd, is well down the field after that first lap mayhem.
Yeah, DeSalle kind of caused some of that carnage, I think, there. And, man, you don't really want to get your salad toss on the first lap. I mean, some people not too opposed, but first lap is a bad place for it to happen. And Zoe Cross has a huge lead already at the start of the 2nd lap. Looks like about 6 or 7 seconds here. Maybe not that long, but if he can just get out front. But Chase B was looking good tonight. Kind of mentioned him before this. Let's see if he can give Chase just sliding that rear end around, looking sick. He's got Anderson's number and Anderson's style too, so we'll see what Chase B can do here tonight if he can hunt down the leader.
Yeah, Blakely, last week's winner, trying to reestablish himself in the championship hunt after he had a rough couple rounds to open the year. Oh, and he's going to go down.
Ooh, luckily he stays on 2.
Got that brutal kick right before the triple. Now he goes down off the bike as K-Carp runs into him. And Carpenter trying to get going. Everybody is trying to get sorted on this Supercross triple. It is brutal, these whoops.
Man, that's out of control. K-Carp kind of got the bad end of that deal right there. Rogan McIntosh, shout out to him. Looking pretty good, but messes up that rhythm.
And then big KO.
There's going to be a lot of
KO
track
right there.
re-entry protests this
I
week.
think so, man. This is brutal.
Out of control. A lot of Huskies out there. We have 2 teams rocking the
Okay.
replica Husky setup.
So Braden Carter has found himself all the way up into 3rd now. He just got repassed there by Brady Stanley, who moves up into 2nd. Zoe Cross has a gigantic lead working right now, only on the 3rd lap of the race, or the 4th lap, I should say, of the race. What is happening?
I don't even know. Zach Ginter coming through. Let's see. Brady Zoe Cross just looking at the top of our screen. 11-second lead over Brady. Braden Carter though back behind him 12 seconds. So there is such huge gaps everywhere. I don't even know what's happening right now. Like,
We have Medina up here, Robert Wilson, Jacob Hubbard, Chase Blakely, Craig Richards, who won his heat race,
So
Trevor
many heavy
Schaefer. We
hitters,
got
so
someone down in the
close.
whoops here. It looks like Zach Ginter trying to get going. Robert
Monty trying to
Wilson
avoid
getting out of
it.
shape. We got Chase Blakely. Who's going to get the triple? Blakely's the only guy in this group that was able to triple, and he's going to make a pass because of it.
yeah. Man, and not getting that triple in here, so that's where those guys are struggling with that a little bit. The 250s and going wide here.
Oh, big crash. Ginter down in the background.
Another
and I think
one.
he brought someone with him. Maybe Hubbard? No,
Man.
Hubbard's right up here, so Hubbard on the 46 is still good.
So we'll have to see if any of these guys can kind of pull it together and kind of reel in that lead that Zoe Cross has out front, because right now he's all alone. Brady Stanley in 2nd, but these guys trying to separate themselves and try to get up in there, try to make themselves a charge for the 2nd or 1st spot tonight. Man,
Peek back up front and see the gap right now. Here's Zoe Cross coming down the whoops. Let's just take a look at the gaps as they come down through the whoops this lap. We'll do a little bit of a panning shot here as Cross comes through. He's a little out of shape. I think he's good, though. Sounds like he still hit the triple. Here
Little
comes
bit.
second. That is now Brady Stanley ahead of Braden Carter.
Yeah, Braden not too far behind, though, in third. And then we're going to have
Ivan Medina coming through on the 248. He's going down, though. He is backwards at the end of the whoops. Here comes Robert Wilson, Jacob Hubbard, Chase Blakely. And, Blakely was getting
Blakely
kicked.
is struggling.
Craig
in the whoops
Richards
in
coming
this
through.
main event.
There's Ben Seberg. We got Kyle Carpenter. Bobby DeSalle getting kicked a little bit. There's Zach
wheelied
Ginter,
early.
Luke Sullivan coming through. I saw Trent Shepard there. There's the 41, I believe, of Solace.
I'm still learning the numbers. You got them pretty
And Kevin
down.
Gonzalez coming through. I didn't see the number on that guy. Then Benjamin Saves coming through in dead last. I'm seeing if we can do a full run through the field, but I don't know if they've lapped that far or gotten that far up to closing up on lappers. I see the leaders going through on the other section of the track. That is Brandon Holmes coming through. And here comes Rogan McIntosh by the look of it on the 142. So everybody seems like they got the whoops down pretty good. And then here comes
Everybody but
our
Chase
leader,
B.
Zoe Cross. So that was kind of a lap of seeing how everybody manages the whoops. Cross looks like he is getting them A-okay out front.
Saucing it. That shows you he's feeling comfortable out front. Hitting that triple in still, getting this not a little bit too far inside to get that jump over the table. Okay, right when I said he's feeling comfy, he gets all sketchy on me. Commentator's curse is alive and well, but Zoe Cross still holding on to this giant lead he has. And really, it's all on him. I don't think that the lap times are too different for the guys to be able to kind of just put on a hard charge and catch him. I think if Zoe just stays smooth and consistent for the rest of this race, it's kind of his. We're already 6 laps into this, 6 minutes as well. Off the track, got to limit those mistakes, man, if you're going to want to hold on to this lead, even though it's giant.
Well, it's not too big anymore. Braden Carter coming through the final corner is kind of closing it down a little bit. Lap time checked, 109.3. 108.7 was his best. Up front, a 109.4 the best for Cross, but he just did a 112.3. Lost 3 seconds that last lap alone to our points leader, Braden Carter.
Yeah, that middle rhythm section is so long, and if you see someone mess it up just like Zoe did, you're going to lose a lot of time like that. So you just have to hit your marks and it's just a triple through, but that beginning first 2 triples is really hard on these 250 guys. So if he can kind of dial that in, Braden might have a hard time when he's down.
It is Zoe Cross, who has handed over the lead to Braden Carter. Oh my goodness, after everything that Carter has been through tonight, to be leading the main event, what a ride for this rider right here.
Yeah, Zoe, man, just Zoe threw it away right there hard, tossed his own salad. But Braden Carter is going to move in. It looked like he just looked down at his wheel. That was kind of weird. Braden Carter, man, coming through that LCQ, not where you want to be. And we thought he wasn't going to be able to hold it together through the whoops. He looked a little bit off tonight, but, man, that's a champion right there for you. He's got that red plate for a reason. He wants this title, and he's going to pull it together when it counts the most.
So Cross drops back to second. Brady Stanley is up here in third. Ivan Medina now finds himself all the way up to fourth, just ahead of Craig Richards. So these two have kind of charged their way towards the backside of Braden Carter now, Brady Stanley, as they're trying to go after him in third. Ben Seberg is coming forward as well on the number 38 Rockstar Husky. Jacob Hubbard in a good position. Dalton Plessinger. So that is the guy on the 170,
Ooh,
not running his
sick.
real skins. He's running someone else's skins. Normally 170 is Owen Hillman, but I haven't seen Hillman race this series for a long time. Weird. He's running the
I don't even know what's going on with
what
this
is
guy
that team
anymore.
called that Seabolt and Chapman
Panini.
are on?
He's running Rush's gear.
Well, he's running the Panini 250 bike setup, and then he's wearing Rush's gear. So he's all over the board here. Not sure what's going on with Plessinger. I do know that Jacob Hubbard just yard sailed.
Hubbard tried to do an underflip front flip somehow.
And
Bobby
then-
DeSalle's going to move up.
Oh, the sauce, dude. And he passes Dalton Plessinger, who's off the racetrack there.
Man, the sauce, too. You're born with the sauce. Bobby's showing us that he's born with it, but not born with skills to stay on the track. Apparently, Dalton Plessinger going to hold on to that spot again as he comes back by.
We got Luke
man.
Sullivan peeking back here a little further. Jacob Hubbard, Robert Wilson, Kevin Gonzalez, Daniel Irvine. So everything's
Those
kind
guys
of settled
struggling
down.
with that. Jumping off track so much more than I thought they would be. I didn't think that was that tricky of a jump, but so many of these guys pushing wide, and if they made the main, you know they're gnarly. So really surprised to see them struggling with that so much. Benjamin Saves, though, trying to salvage some points on the night. See exactly where he's coming through.
He's
around
backing him up.
10th place-ish.
I think further than that, I think he might be like 13th, 14th. Oh, Zoe Cross, who is taken back over the lead, jumping off the track, and he's off the bike. Braden Carter had tossed away the lead, and now he has gone back to the front. We're looking at about 5 minutes and a lap left to go here in this 250 main event, and it's Carter at the point once again.
Yeah, Zoa. Yeah, that's true. It could be Rush. Zoa Cross throwing this thing away twice so far. Not sure if he's going to get another chance like that. We'll see Braden Carter, what he can do here, how consistent he can be. But Zoa Cross, he's got the speed. He's looking good. Besides that, he's made 2 really big mistakes, and that's throwing him out of the lead.
Brady Stanley peeking up here in 3rd, trying to run him down. Craig Richards has now moved up to 4th. He's gotten around Ivan Medina, and he looks to be all by himself. We have a battle going on back here. Plessinger, and that I think that's Rogan McIntosh actually getting lapped there. So DeSalle trying to close it up on Plessinger now.
Yeah, Plessinger trying to hold off Bobby DeSalle, who's on a charge. It looks like he was looking stronger than he has in this main event so far. But a lot of these guys had really struggling opening laps. So we're going to see how far some of these guys can try to bring themselves back up to where they think they belong. Dalton Plessinger, though, really showed us last week. He's trying to be a front runner, but not as strong of a week this week so far.
Oh, DeSalle has been getting those huckabucks in the whoops, man.
Yeah. Ring-a-dang-dang, bog. That's what he's doing through the whoops every lap, dropping his front all sorts of places. Gets this rhythm super clean here, though. And, man, looks like Dalton did as well, so doesn't gain too much time there. But this field pretty separated, it seems like. 250 guys are all over the map here tonight.
Plessinger trying to creep up, or I should say DeSalle trying to creep up on Plessinger, but it's currently Plessinger who is pulling away. Actually, we have Seberg now closing up onto Craig Richards. This is a battle for 4th, I believe it is.
Yeah, putting on a charge here. He's a little bit further back now, and he's looked fast all season. Just kind of finding his flow here late in this 250 main event here. Let's see what he can do. They're going to funnel in here. They're actually going to switch it up, but Seberg misses that rut, still able to step on there, and we'll see who gets the better drive through the whoops. Seberg kind of jumps in.
Oh, Richards going down, and Richards off the bike. So Seberg moves his way up to 4th. A little short on the triple there. And Stanley now closing up on Zoa Cross.
Man, Zoa Cross, what he once had, but Brady Stanley looks strong here tonight, and I don't think they're too far behind.
No, they're not. Well, Carter looking at about an 8-second lead right now or so, 7.4 seconds. And so he's probably got 4 laps to go.
Pretty comfy, but that's still about 1 fall off here. If Zoa or Brady can kind of pull it together, Braden Carter's doesn't have clear air just yet. Not as dominant as he has been in some of his wins this year. So we'll see Brady Stanley. Brady's been so fast all night. We're going to have to see what he can do to make some moves here on Zoa Cross, at least move himself up into a 2nd place finish. But he's going to have to make some moves, put some charges on, start hitting these whoops clean.
That's the key there, is those whoops. These guys are struggling with them. They're also getting more cupped out probably because of the erode system, so they're trying to find a smooth line of the track. You see Stanley all the way down the left side.
Yeah, not a super blazing fast whoop speed there, but he did make it through them without falling. Little mistake here that's going to lose him a lot of time. That's about 2 or 3 seconds by the time you're done with this rhythm, because he lost that triple through there. See how much that drops him back.
It actually allowed Seberg to close up quite a bit of time here from 4th. And Seberg is trying to charge his way up onto the podium, and Stanley's now off the track.
More mistakes.
Yeah, Stanley trying to regroup here. We got a lapped rider in between. I think that might be Trent Shepard on the 50.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Trent Adams, I should say, not
Shepard. Is he in the position right behind him, or is that?
DeSalle, not too far back, yeah.
Lap. So Shepard's lapper, and
here's Brandon Holmes trying to get out of the way.
That was a nice little cut right there. Man, Seberg just trying to put on a charge. These guys have been so up and down here tonight. It's been hard to call the action and keep track of it all because there's people going down left and right. The gaps open up and then close up so much.
Mistake. There's Seberg down the inside. Stanley's going to try to counter. And he pushes him wide and off the track. They're both down. Aussie lag bites Stanley. He tried to make the block pass, and he pushed himself and
Ben Seberg down, so here comes Bobby DeSell trying to make moves, and DeSell again just all out of sorts in the whoops, not going to get the triple, and over top goes Seberg back into 4th.
Yeah, geez, Seberg coming up from Neverland there all the way back onto the track. And,
So
Stanley here.
Now trying to close up on Cross. Looks like Cross maybe actually was going after our leader there and may have gone down pretty far behind him now, and Stanley really close after Stanley just went down.
Yeah, it does look that way. I'm not sure if Braden actually had a fall off or if he was just catching him a little bit, but Braden, man, 15 minutes, and he crossed the finish line just before, so we're going to have 2 laps left here in this main event, and Braden Carter once again has a huge lead here. I'm sorry, Tyson.
Still trying to keep an eye on these close battles up front. It is Carter, Cross, Stanley, Seberg, Richards, your top 5 right now. Let's take a little peek further back. We got Plessinger and DeSell coming through. Then it is Alana Solis, followed by Luke Sullivan in a bit of a train here. Benjamin Saves now found his way up inside of the top 10 with Jacob Hubbard right behind him. Kevin Gonzalez getting into the mix. We have Robert Wilson, Ivan Medina back here, Kyle Carpenter, Chase Blakely, last week's winners. So everything kind of settling. We just saw a huge case there from Wilson. Just absolutely framed it. And here's Saves peeking down the inside of Hubbard. Hubbard launches into the stand, and he's down. He's off the bike. So there goes Gonzalez.
If you're going to do
Hubbard.
it.
Nope, there's Wilson going through as well.
At least he greased it for us a little bit. Didn't grease the landing there.
DeSell trying to cut back underneath there on Seberg.
Did he make a mistake there and was getting up, or did he just double out slow and try to hold that inside? I couldn't really tell when we switched to him. He looked like he was going really slow there, but Seberg that was so sick. I love when people scrub rhythm sections. Ben Seberg just scrubbing out of that, almost losing it.
White flag is waving, by the way, up front. Braden Carter on his way to his 3rd win of the season from 5 races. And Carter has just been absolutely dynamite here.
And he is going to destroy the field with his new points lead. He was already 25 points in front of Luke Sullivan, who's not having the best race. Chase DeSalle is the next person, or Bobby as we're supposed to call him now, I guess. And he is not in the top 5.
Richards and Cross trying to go at it in the whoops, but it's going to be Richards holding on. Dalton Plessinger also lurking back here as Plessinger got a sneaky move up the inside here.
Richards made a mistake right there coming into that corner. It looked like he almost lost the front.
Who gets his rhythm the cleanest? Richards looks like he got it pretty good. Cross trying to go after him. And he plows into the back of him. Richards is down, but not off the bike. Meanwhile, Braden Carter's gone down up front as he's trying to come to the finish line. But it is the 3rd win of the year for the number 32 machine. Braden Carter wins in Oakland. Brady Stanley looks like he's going to take 2nd as long as he doesn't go down. And Dalton Plessinger has fought his way all the way onto the podium on the final lap of the race. What a finish here in Oakland. Plessinger 3rd, Seberg 4th. Cross, who was 2nd for most of the race, comes across in 5th. And DeSell, who probably moves to 2nd in the point standings, crosses the line in 6th. Richards 7th. Wow.
Yeah, DeSalle looks like he's actually not too close to Luke Sullivan, so I'm not exactly sure where Luke's finishing tonight, but going to be close, moving into the 2nd in the point standings here.
Sullivan block passing, Saves. He's trying to salvage as many points as he can. Is Sullivan. How about Saves up the inside? Whoa, going deep and clips the pole. That's what those poles are there for. Oh, we got Gonzalez going down and Wilson. So Ivan Medina just got 3 spots in the last corner to pick up 10th. Robert Wilson and Benjamin Saves. Yeah, Benjamin Saves 12th behind Wilson. 13th was Gonzalez. 14th, Kyle Carpenter, unless Jacob Hubbard can do something about it. Only 2 guys left on the lead lap here.
Yeah, Jacob's been so hot and cold this series. I feel like he's got so much speed, but he's not able to pull it together for most of the main events. He has in a few of them, but, man, for the most part, he's just super fast but kind of sketchy.
Cuts are in, and Richards jumps from, I believe, 7th all the way up to 5th. Yeah, Richards crosses in 7th, but he goes to 5th. DeSell crossed 6th, goes back to 7th, and Cross went across the line in 5th and goes back to 6th. But that was it. Braden Carter still your winner here tonight in Oakland.
Yeah, so Bobby's not going to gain as many points on Luke Sullivan as I originally thought with losing those 2 extra spots. But, man, just been so crazy. The only consistent thing here this year has been Braden Carter. As he pulls out another win, I don't know why I doubted him. He always seems to pull it off.
Crazy.
great rides by Brady, great rides by Dalton Plessinger, able to pull out a third late in that main. So this 250 class is just all over the place. It's great.
I mean, other than Braden Carter, it really is like anybody's race, except the fact that Carter has been so darn good this year.
Yeah, I mean, when Braden's average finish was second, the fourth place in points was 10th. Like, that just shows you, like, it just drops off so hard. And I'm sure those are going to be even crazier. Some of these guys having really bad nights, missing the main event. Points are all over the place in this 250 class. Carter now has a 36-point lead.
Incredible.
So,
and that's crazy too, because the standings
we're
coming
only
in.
5 rounds in.
Clint Martin, who was fourth in the points, as you mentioned, he was a 10th place average finish. He is not here tonight. Didn't even race. So, I mean, this 250 class is full of parity, except for our points leader, who has been consistent and winning a lot of races.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a couple guys that kind of stuck out and that just were consistent second, third place players early in the year. I saw Kevin Gonzalez. I know he's been kind of up here fairly consistently. I thought he would be a little bit better here, just kind of checking some stats. But there's guys where I thought they would kind of settle into the 2, 3, 4, 5 range, but it doesn't seem like anybody really wants them. I feel like everybody's just all over the place, so sketchy. There's guys with speed. We've seen Jacob Warden all over the place after he showed us he had speed at Anaheim 1, and just they're not even close in the point standing because they have rounds where they don't make the main events and rounds where they just completely do, and they're maybe fifth fastest guy, but they ended up in 15th. So these guys have to learn how to get it together in the main events here if they want to have a chance at the title. But Braden Carter, man, he's so far out front after 5 rounds.
All right, folks, final race of the night coming up. It is going to be 450 main event, round number 5 here in Oakland. And a lot at stake here. Craig Richards dropping by the chat, dropping off 10 Aussie dollars. Oh, Gunnar Fugler just ruined Russ Chapman, and Chapman just front flipped and was like, yeah, bro, I'm good. But by the way, Craig Richards, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars, good sir. He says 5th is 22nd tonight, and he did indeed finish 22nd. Something happened. Yeah, looking like...
Don't switch. I'm sorry, I yanked my cord out.
I think you're back. Talk again?
Hello? Yeah.
No, I don't think you're back, actually. Let me try to fix that.
Oh, I ruined everything. Let's plug back in.
All right, now you're back.
Am I?
Yep. You're back.
Are you sure? Okay. I thought the tapping would be more.
All right, folks, here we go. It's time for the 5th round of the season from Oakland, inside of the Coliseum. Who is going to win the 5th round of the series? Let's find out right now.
Great start by Jack Haley out there on the number 1 machine. Looks like he's going to have an easy hole shot there.
Yeah, down the inside, just going to control it all the way in. Grabs that hole shot is Jack Haley right in front of Alexis Leclerc, who won his heat race. And Leclerc already going for the lead, taking Haley down for it as well, as Leclerc on the number 7 goes to the front.
Man, that was... I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do, but that was such an early aggressive pass. I feel like he didn't have to do that, but that's just how Leclerc rides. I mean, you know where he lives, so Frenchman being dirty has been kind of a theme this year. No, I'm kidding, but Leclerc has been. He won his heat race, and we didn't know how Leclerc would fit in. His heat race didn't seem too stacked. It was kind of like Craig Richards in that second heat in the 250s tonight. But if Leclerc can dominate these whoops for the rest of the race, I wouldn't see why there's no reason he wouldn't be able to extend this lead. The only other reason might be Russ Chapman, who has a consistent second finish average here this year, but he has so much speed. These guys aren't going to let him get away too easy.
Oh, it's Tyler Schmidt making a couple mistakes. Down the inside comes Kyle Robb. Robb going to move up to 3rd, and then Schmidt gets punted by somebody. Victor Nycott on the 573. The Frenchmen are attacking.
Oh, man.
And we got a freight train right here led by Schmidt. We also have Ohashi. We have Nycott. I think we have Jeremy Seabold also in the mix. And riders going down. Nycott
goes
thrown
deep.
around a little bit. We got Sabrina Ritzler. We have Ian Holm, and then everybody else coming through behind. I saw Jeremy Smith, who's up there in the point standings well down the order back here. But I did not see, did we see Jack Haley come through? We didn't, did we? So Haley's even further back.
Yeah, there's a couple heavy hitters pretty far. Jeremy Siebold in 7th, not too far. He definitely can get back up there. He's our 3rd place in our points. Only 5 points back from Russ Chapman. Colton Mitchell, though, as we saw what happened earlier, not the best night for him. But, man, this is going to be interesting. Can Russ Chapman give chase to Leclerc? These guys both have insane speed, but are known to be able to get sketchy. Almost visits the pixie stick again.
Oh, Chapman, even a little slide out there. Has to hop over the top.
I like that little wheelie. That was good.
So Kyle Robb and Adam Holm is up here on the 17. Didn't see Holm the first time through, but a good start for him. For those of you that are big Adam Holm fans, what's been going on with him and why he's had a rough start to the year is right before the start of the season, he decided he wanted to switch from his usual third person playing to first person, which a lot of the top guys use first person. And Holm has kind of been going back and forth. I believe he's now back to just playing in third person. And it seems like it's helping a little bit, although he gets passed by Ohashi here. And here comes Siebold on the 19. Holm going to try to launch into the sand, and he might lose a spot because of it.
Ooh, barely nicks that front wheel of Siebold, but Siebold's able to stay up there. Teammates there, that was not dirty. It was just a little bit of a brake check. Let's see what Holm does here. Just going to step on, step off, let him go. He knows he's in the title fight, and he is not. Adam himself is not, but Adam having a struggle through the whoops, going to kill someone.
He gets plowed into the back end by Tyler Schmidt there. Got riders going through. I think that might have been Ian Holm going through, and a couple others going by. Everybody's trying to hop this triple, and it's going to create some chaos.
Yeah, this triple has been absolutely a player tonight. Been tossing people's salads, smashing them from behind, so this triple's been not nice. Right after that disastrous whoop section, too, as we're going to have Jeremy Smith come up and make that pass.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Danny Landry up here going after Roy Mitchell. We still have Colton Mitchell, our points leader, buried in 21st. Let's actually go back and take a peek at him back here. Here he is coming out of this corner with Prokop right behind him. Long uphill battle. We got to change for the lead. Change for the lead up front. Leclerc has gone back to 4th. Chapman leads in Oakland. Kyle Robb moves to 2nd. Siebold up to 3rd. Not sure what happened to Leclerc, but he's back to 4th now after leading the first few laps here.
Yeah, he's pretty far back. Had to have at least a big crash. He wasn't too far ahead, but man, Russ Chapman. Let's see if Rush can hold on for his very first win tonight. But Leclerc is just still surprising me for even being up here. He hasn't really been a player too much this season. He's shown speed at times, but not able to pull it all together. I know he's had one big mistake in this main, but he looks like he's ready to charge back up front and give it another fight as he's trying to chase down Siebold here.
Yep, Siebold just up the road of him there on the 19, just about to crest the 5-minute mark, so still 15 minutes and a lap left of racing here in Oakland. And right now, man out front, Rush Chapman on the Panini Motorsports number 29. Leading the way. Yeah,
Rush looked comfy in this main event. He looked good in the heat, but nothing too crazy. But, man, Rush has looked good at pretty much every round this year. It's just if he can keep it on 2 wheels. I think he has so much blazing speed. He qualifies top 3 every single round. You know he's got the speed, but it's can he keep it together? Can he keep the nerves down? And can he hit these whoops? As that's been the story tonight. He gets those super clean.
I think the whoops are going to be a bigger story late in the race as they deteriorate. Mm-hmm. They get that little notch in them, maybe a couple of just square edges or something like that, and these guys will get kicked around towards the Supercross triple. It might make or break some late runs towards either the podium or even the win.
Yeah, some guys, it kind of seems like they're almost too hard-headed. They want to just keep doing what they're doing, and for some reason they try not to change. And you see some guys really have a downfall of getting stuck trying something late in the race that doesn't work, and they keep going for it. We'll see if Rush has the ability to make that decision to move out, as we're going to see move out of that main line and just get a smoother race line as Siebold closes up here. Yes. On the back, tries to make a pass.
Siebold was able to get the 3-3 in that rhythm, which has been huge, and down the inside of Kyle Robbie goes. Rob going wide there, not sure. Not many people have been using that line to even use as a normal race line, so maybe Rob had a mistake, or maybe he's letting Siebold just get by him so that he can tuck in behind him and try to go after the leaders.
Yeah, he cased up, Siebold did that finish line a little bit, but I think Rob probably let him by. I think they're kind of good buddies. Go back a while as Leclerc gets by him, not too hard either. Leclerc getting a little sketchy in the whoops, but able to hold it together. And Leclerc is throwing down, absolutely not giving up, giving chase tonight. You're going to see Jeremy Siebel. They're casing up in this rhythm, but the 450 still have the power. I don't think you're going to see as many people doubling through there as the 250 class, and they seem like they have it down a little bit better as far as not over jumping. But look at that speed from Leclerc closing in, blows that turn a little bit wider.
Surprised Leclerc, who loves big lines, isn't going 3-4 in that first rhythm, but I guess he's just trying to stay low for speed. He's not even 3-3ing this one, which he's also normally someone who can get that line pretty consistently.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely could if he wanted to. The thing about that triple quad in the first rhythm that I was kind of confused about is you can still kind of hit it from pretty tight on the 450, but maybe they're not able to get that single out into the turn as well, or maybe that single out's limiting them from doing the triple in the next rhythm. So not really sure exactly what's limiting these guys, or from even going 3-3-2 in that rhythm. They're all choosing to hug the bales and double in. So maybe we'll get some info. We could bring that back next week. But, man, look, Leclerc is absolutely crushing.
Man, dude, and the whip that he's throwing on that triple every lap.
Yeah, that triple's got a great lip. It's really mellow, and it's a little bit longer, I think, than normal. Barely holds on there, goes a little bit long.
Siebold actually seems like he's
some time.
inching away from him. They haven't really reeled in Chapman much at all, but it was a little bit closer a lap ago. Let's see Leclerc. No, he's still just...
Yeah, we have three of the fastest guys out front right now. Maybe we can check some lap times as they come around. Russ just made a tiny little mistake on that lap.
108.5.
Probably lost half a second there. So 108.5, 107.2 is his best, followed by Siebelt's 107.2 is his best, but he drops to 107.3.
And Leclerc did a 107.3,
so
these guys run the same pace.
I like Leclerc going outside of that E-road route there. Doesn't want to have anything to do with those kicks. So let's see what Leclerc does. He's the closest he's been so far. If he makes this dirty, there's not really time to make a move yet. No space, but he's been crushing the whoops and throwing down on the triple.
Stay on board with him here as he's trying to track down Jeremy Siebold for second. Getting those whoops clean.
First gear, he's got to have some high gearing because his speed is next level. He's a first and second gear rider, which you don't see too much.
Well, you never see that
on the
Leclerc.
450s.
For a long time, he was a fifth gear whoop guy.
He's gone with the longer gearing now. Maybe it's a little bit more consistent in the whoops for him, but he struggled a little bit, lost some time off the back of Siebold there, but he's able to... Looks like he's kind of bringing it back together now as they're going by a lapper.
Yeah, Siebold looks like he's kind of gotten away a bit there. Kyle Robb settling into fourth. Jeremy Shipley's up in fifth. His teammate Roy Mitchell in sixth. Seventh. What about Sabrina Ritzler? Really good ride here for the number 82. This is one of the better rides we've seen out of her in the recent couple of years. Yeah,
you're not used to seeing... She's a staple, it seems to be, in the main events and the motos, scoring points whenever she shows up, but see her this far up is a little bit of a surprise. And she was really good last week, I thought, so maybe she's just starting to gel or get some more time in, but she has a lot of heavy hitters right on her tail that are closing up. Jeremy Smith, Adam Holm right there, but Ritzler looking to stay strong and hold on to the spot as long as possible, maybe even get it back together and pull away from him. Jeremy Smith right there, coming up right alongside her on the wall.
Oh, man, that was almost three wide.
Yeah, Holm goes a little long, and you see it loses some time through the sand there.
I think, that is Mitchell right behind these guys. Colton Mitchell's clawed his way all the way up to 10th. So literally some of the biggest hitters in this series right behind Ritzler. And there's Smith peeking down the inside. Let's see. He is not going to get a good drive in the whoops. Let's see if Ritzler survives. She does. And Mitchell's going to try to go to the inside of Smith. We have lost Adam Holm in this little soiree.
Yeah, Smith on the gas hard in that corner, holds his spot there.
Oh,
and Jeremy
Mitchell, can't believe he didn't hit the pixie stick.
Smith being so gentle with Brina there. You know, you can't hit girls, so at least his mom taught him right. But Mitchell might not be too nice when he comes through. He needs as many points as possible. Russ Chapman, your leader right now, is only 1 point behind him in the championship standings.
Smith made a mistake, and Mitchell goes on by. And now Mitchell making a mistake. He's kind of using like a whoop section right
fast
there. Trying to run down Ritzler. All right, let's peek back up here a little further, see if anything's getting close. Oh, yeah, we have a battle for the lead, folks. Siebold is taking it over.
Whoa.
Chapman is right there, and Leclerc not too far back. Yeah.
Something happened to both of them, it seems like, unless Siebold just started dropping 5 seconds lap faster. Man, these teammates here, Siebel already has 1 win on the season. Russ Chapman wants his first win. We're only 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes into this main event, so there's still a lot of time to go for him to fight back, but Russ Chapman can't be too pumped on losing that pretty strong lead this early in the main.
Absolutely not. And Siebel now trying to set sail out in front of him. Actually has a little bit of a gap going. Let's take a look at lap times. 1:07.5 to a 1:11.9, so definitely a tough lap there for Chapman. And 3 seconds back, a 1:09.4 for Leclerc. So he was actually closer, and then it kind of opened up the gap there towards the end of the lap.
Man, that's surprising, but when you can't really stay that consistent, it's hard to go a full race without crashing, and these guys do it sometimes, which is insane. So for Rush to have one pretty big fall, you see where that put him. Jeremy Siebel now able to hold that lead about 2 seconds, maybe a second and a half over Rush, but Rush is still holding, and he's struggling with that rhythm, I feel like, more than he should be, but he still has so much speed here tonight. Shredding that corner. Let's see how close he can get this by the finish line. If he can gain some time just a little bit here and there, as long as he stays consistent, I think Rush is slightly faster on average on this track.
Well, right now Siebold is in the driver's seat out front, looking at 7 minutes and a lap left to go. Back to Leclerc here in third. Top three still very tight. Then Shipley now finds himself in fourth ahead of Kyle Robb. So Robb is kind of sliding back here, trying to salvage what he can. Roy Mitchell in sixth. Seventh still Ritzler. So she is holding tight with all of this pressure from behind.
Yeah, Jeremy Smith's been right there, and she has not given up an inch. They seem to be yo-yoing a little bit, but, man, right as I say that, Jeremy Smith getting as close as he's been. Let's see what he can do through this rhythm section, get this double, triple, triple a little bit cleaner. He's got a little bit of an inside line here. Is he going to go in and make the move? Not yet.
We might cut back underneath and get to the inside here, though. Ritzler might have to concede.
Gonna have it.
Smith shows a wheel, but not quite enough there. Smith always usually
so gentle.
One of the cleaner riders on the track. Very good with racecraft. He's going to cut back underneath again. Let's see if he gets the line. No. Brina holds on.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he got closed off there earlier. But lets her have that line, stays on her rear wheel. He's not too far behind, and he can make a move in any one of his turns if Sabrina leaves the door open just a little bit. He is so close right now. He just goes outside, just not to follow. He's actually going to get a drive up the inside, and there it goes.
But let's see how he does in the whoops. Ritzler's been pretty good in the whoops, and Smith is making a couple mistakes, but Ritzler had to back out of it, and Smith holds on. Here comes Mitchell on the 6th, now trying to close up for 8th.
Yeah, I think.
And Smith over the bars. That's going to give Mitchell 2 spots, and he goes back up into 7th.
Man, Mitchell definitely gaining so much ground that he needs desperately, and he is hoping. Siebold's 5 points back from Rush Chapman in the championship, so he's probably hoping that Siebold can beat Rush, stay ahead of him, and Rush, they both can't get away from him as much as possible. He can try to salvage as many points here. Jeremy Smith was 4th in our points series, just went down, and you know what happened to Gebhardt. So top 4, though, all within the top, looks like 6 or 7 right now, so we'll see how Jeremy Siebold fights his way through some lap traffic here and holds on steady to this lead.
Yeah, I think traffic is going to be a big factor here because Siebold, speed-wise, looks like he's got the upper hand, at least right now, on Chapman. They have been slowly creeping that gap further and further apart out front. And coming down with about 4 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock or so. Crossing the line there.
Yeah, man, Siebold just holding on. Not sure exactly what the gap is right now.
Looks like about 5 seconds, to be honest.
Yeah, not too far away, though, but lots of lap traffic. That could work in anyone's favor. Also got some guys in chat a little bit surprised about Brina freaking out that there's a girl playing this game. Well, that girl's been playing the game for about 9 or 10 years now, and she's been killing it since the beginning. So, and she's beating a lot of fast dudes, currently still beating your previous championship winner, Jack Haley, who's back in like 9th or 10th. So a little bit of a struggle from him.
Yeah, just keying off Ritzler. Ritzler is still to this day the only woman to win a professional race factory gaming main event. Yeah, she won.
She doesn't even kill it. She won.
The 2012 Indianapolis 450 main event. I think on the podium that night was Fresquez and Austin Jones. So she is no slouch in this game. She knows how to win races. She knows how to battle up front. It's just been a little bit since we've actually seen her up here doing it, but it's good to see her back to old form.
Yeah, I think this is one of her first like full seasons too, coming back. As we see Jack Haley, I don't know if that was her. That looks like one of her teammates. So Jack's kind of closing in on the back of Sabrina Ritzler.
Wilcox also here. We have a little further back, Adam Holmes, Zach Prokop getting passed by Craig Leak. So some good battles through the field. A lot of the action we've been focusing on up front. Now Leak goes down, and Prokop is stuck in his front wheel. They're still trying to get going. Here comes Jeremy Smith. He's going to run into Prokop. And then 3 riders going by, and Leclerc is right here. That's actually Chapman with Leclerc. So what, did Seabolt? No, Seabolt's still
Chapman
leading.
had to have gone down. Doesn't look like he had a full fall off with the distance, but Leclerc there, and people say lappers have been riding him a little bit rough.
Mistake for Chapman, and Leclerc was going to get it, but then jumped off the track. Now Adam Holm jumps in front of him. We know the history between Holm and Leclerc. Let's see if Holm is a good lapper. Yeah, going to push off the outside of the corner there and let Leclerc go.
Yeah, I mean, when you're battling, when you got the top 2 and 3, it's, oh my gosh, someone just sent Adam Holm to Narnia off the end of that berm.
Who
We'll
was
have to
that?
look in the replay. I have literally...
Fugler?
Oh, shocker. Gunnar
Wow.
Fugler punted someone to the moon.
Never would've
Never would have
guessed.
thought. Wow.
No way.
Gunnar Fugler's a dirty rider? Weird.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, get banned a couple times still in the pro class, but whatever. Kohenauer's rules. Anyways, we got Jack Haley trying to salvage something, 8th place. But, I mean, when you're right behind Colton Mitchell, who your points leader, I mean, you can't win them all, but, man, Jack has been struggling all year so far, so.
So Colton Mitchell,
I don't know.
I think, is going to lose the points lead here for sure to Chapman. Will he lose? Yeah, he'll lose enough points to lose it to Seabolt too. So it's really between Seabolt and Chapman, which there's 5 points between them currently.
Yeah, so right now it looks like Rush is going to have the red plate
But
unless he loses that spot to Leclerc, correct?
If Leclerc takes over 2nd and Chapman comes home 3rd or worse with a Seabolt win, Seabolt will have the red plate next week in San Diego. So this is the battle to watch here. Battle for 2nd right now. Time ticking down, just over a minute and a lap remaining. Chapman trying to hold off Leclerc for 2nd place.
Yeah, and both of these guys are sending it. You see them both over jumping that double into the wall, getting hard on the brakes there. Look at the ruts forming. These guys are just trying to be on rails here, just hitting their marks. All the lap times in this top 3 have been super close for their best laps. Rush Chapman switching it up a little bit. That's going to let Leclerc get up close, but then Rush is going to get a little bit of that gap back. See what happens in the whoops. Rush gets back kick. Hold it wide.
Side by side, Leclerc's going to make the pass. Let's see if Chapman comes back under the inside. Yes, he will. He blocks him off, and Leclerc has to settle back in.
But Rush has been struggling here. Almost hits the pixie stick again.
Smart racecraft from Leclerc right there. The awareness to know that Chapman's still coming down the inside and just kind of let him have it.
Yeah, if you can't make the pass and get away, it's almost like you didn't make the pass at all. I feel like it's literally racing like with Barsha. You know, you kind of have to make the pass and just get clear air in the next section or two, or else you know he's going to be coming back up that inside. Rush is very aggressive, very fast, and one of the younger guys in this class. So Leclerc going to try to go after another run. Leclerc knows that he can do it, and he knows a spot where he can get him back. So we'll have to see what Leclerc does as he closes up on the rear wheel again coming into this wall.
2 laps to go in Oakland, and a little bit of a loop there for Leclerc.
Ooh.
Getting kind of saucy in the sand as he is trying to close it up on Chapman. Make that pass for 2nd. Leclerc definitely not going to win the championship this year, but he goes down as he tucks the front wheel on corner entry, and that should do it for Chapman finishing 2nd, unless he goes down, which is
yeah, he's gone down a couple times.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
he's
say
gone
it's
down a couple times.
clear, but Jeremy Siebel absolutely crushing it tonight. Just got out front, or didn't get out front early, but hit his marks all the time. He had about the same speed as Rush and just waited for Rush to make mistakes, and look at him. He's been mistake-free for the whole second half of this race. So definitely deserves his 2nd win this year if he can hold on to it.
Seabolt coming down to take the white flag right now. 1 lap left to go in Oakland. Let's go back and find a couple more battles. Kyle Robb has got a Fugler closing up on him, but Robb is pretty steady there in 4th. Jeremy Shipley in 5th. So Colton Mitchell's clawed his way all the way up to 6th. He's now ahead of Roy Mitchell. Roy Mitchell back here, and I think Haley is now a lap down, I believe. Here, let's figure this out. So here comes Roy through this corner, and we should see a green bike. If not, it will be Haley. So yeah, Haley is not a lap down yet. There's our leader right there, Seabolt.
So Haley is going to live to fight another day against his teammate Roy Mitchell. We'll see if Roy makes any mistakes or can hold on, or maybe he helps him with the championship. I know he's really far out, so they're probably just going to be riding for their own.
Everything is so spread out. So many lappers. Everything is mixed up. But Seabolt looks like he is in cruise control out front.
Killing it.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Absolutely killing it.
Well, Jeremy Seabolt not going to take the championship lead with Chapman finishing second, but he will take another step towards it as he is going to come across and take the win here tonight in Oakland with an almost over-the-bars crash. Jeremy Seabolt has won in Oakland. Russ Chapman comes across. He's going to pick up second.
He was closer than I thought.
Yeah, only 8 seconds down.
Oh, man.
Here comes Leclerc. He's going to finish on the podium for the first time this year. Oh, and look at that. Just sauces the
That's
triple.
how you know he can do whatever quads he wants.
That's crazy.
He's nuts.
Kyle Robb looks like he has got... Oh, and look at this. Colton Mitchell's got around Shipley for 5th. Let's see. Does Shipley have a counter? Or is Mitchell going to end up inside of the top 5? That's going to be big championship-wise to keep himself as close as possible.
Yeah, these points were already tight coming into this race with the top 3 only 6 points separating them, and it's going to be flip-flopped a little bit. I feel like it could be almost the exact same coming into the next round.
Mitchell will, in fact, pick up a top 5 here tonight, so a solid ride from as far back as 20th when we first saw him. Shipley will cross the line in 6th. 7th right here coming over is going to be Roy Mitchell.
Yeah, great ride from Roy here tonight.
And Haley comes across in 8th. 9th was Wilcox. 10th was Ritzler, so a good top 10 for those guys, or gal, I should say. Holm, Smith, Schmidt, Eklund, Landry, Fugler, Leak, Copeland, Ohashi, Nycott, Ian Holm, and Zach Prokop cuts her in. Let's see, a couple shuffling back there. Looks like Eklund got a spot on Tyler Schmidt. And
nothing
that was
inside
it.
the top 10.
That was it, folks. Jeremy Seabolt has won here in Oakland.
That was a great ride. 106.9, fastest lap time of the main event on lap 12. So clearly not too phased by the track, getting a little bit tougher. Man, that was great. I think Seabolt, I'm not sure if he's won the 250 championship before in this game, but Seabolt definitely has a lot of race wins throughout the years. And with people like Russ Chapman being kind of a rookie, Walter Gebhardt missing this race, Colton Mitchell, I feel like Seabolt could start to be my championship favorite. I mean, I know it's round 5. It's a little bit late to kind of pick that up, but Seabolt's just been fairly consistent, and he's looked really, really strong here tonight. So, and throughout the whole first 5 rounds. So, really pumped for Seabolt, and I know points are so close, but he seems to be the guy who can put it down week in and week out.
Yeah, Seabolt has definitely been impressive these last couple weeks, no doubt. He has really clawed his way back into a good scenario, and we're going to have to see how these guys respond as we head into San Diego next week. By the way, going to point up over here because we're about to get a donation dropping in.
Oh,
bam,
God,
nailed it, dude.
good.
Weeby19 says, for my guy Seabolt, loving the streams, Kellen and Awood. Hey, we're loving that you guys are hanging out watching these streams every week. It's been a blast. Over 400 viewers again tonight. Seriously, we can't thank you guys enough for the support. It is amazing. Like week after week, it's round 5. We still have 400 people watching.
Yeah,
live.
I'd probably stop coming if you guys did. So thank you for being here week in and week out. 400 viewers at the end of the 450 man event. Like, to see it just increase throughout the night is really exciting for us. So thank you guys all for coming.
Well, that's going to do it for us here. Round number 5, Oakland is done. Round number 6, San Diego coming up next week. We'll be on same time, same place live here on Start Your Systems. So you won't want to miss a single bit of the action. Thank you guys for tuning in. Round 5 of the MotoOption SX Series live here on SYS TV. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Wow.